Literally.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
Well, Jay, it's a new year, new us. And now that COVID is officially over, 2023 could be the year that America and the world return to the movie theaters.
Or not.
That's right, Mike. Just look at Avatar 2. It did way better than I was expecting.
That's right, Jay. So what other theme park rides are you looking forward to this year?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum.
Theme park rides are you looking
way better than I was expecting.
That's right, Jay. So what other theme park rides are you looking forward to this year?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania,
Creed 3,
Scream 6,
Shazam 2,
John Wick 4,
Indiana Jones 4.
Oh no.
5.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3,
Fast and the Furious
5.
7.
Dungeons and Dragons,
The Super Mario Brothers movie.
The Flash starring Ezra Miller,
Transformers 12.
Mission Impossible 9,
Wonka.
Ghostbusters,
Aquaman, and more. Well, at least we have Oppenheimer to look forward to.
That's right, Mike. Christopher Nolan is one of those rare actual filmmakers with a singular vision that isn't a puppet of Disney.
Well, Jay, you're thinking of Kermit and Miss Piggy. But I understand your point. Nolan is a true filmmaker, very passionate about his art. His next film, Oppenheimer, looks amazing. Pure cinema. He has all the best Hollywood has to offer at his fingertips. The movie's shot on IMAX film. It has the best locations, the best cast, and of course the best crew, top of the line from all the different departments. Camera operator, photography, sound design, and naturally the best boom operator.
Okay, so I just looked up.
In the business. Best
Like
boom
for the
operator.
last 2 hours, I looked up the IDs of the
Yeah.
Dreamcast version of this game, like which ID can loot what. And I just realized that this game doesn't even have the second Del Saber weapon, which kind of depressed me.
I would think so, yeah. Who's Oppenheimer?
But
Before we continue into
yeah,
2023,
I will
Flash
keep
Skylight.
Skylight's good.
Movies, TV shows.
It doesn't have the red saber though, which is bad, but it at least has the colored bulk,
Yeah.
which is kind of like the red saber but worse.
Okay, admittedly, I watched many more TV series than I did movies.
You
'cause
recommended many to me.
I did.
I don't think
But
I've
yeah, I
I
don't
have a
know.
hard time getting into TV shows. I don't know why.
You're a movie man, I'm a TV show man. I have a hard time picking a movie.
Sure.
Like, you seem to just like, I'll put this on and hope for the best.
At least I know it'll be over in 2 hours. A TV show, it's like, oh, do I? Because there's always that thing. Someone recommends a TV show to you, and they say you gotta get past the first 26 seasons, and then it gets really good.
Yeah, no. I didn't listen to anyone's advice. I have a list of maybe 4, 5, 6 TV shows that I started, and maybe got one episode in, 1.5, and I said, I'm out. For these reasons, I'm out.
That's when you have to stop, because
Yeah.
you watch 3 or 4, then you're like, oh, I might as well finish it.
So yeah, I have a couple of those, but I did watch a couple movies as well. I'm sure you did. You want to start?
Well, we both saw X, which is shockingly that was this year. But we can talk about X and Pearl together. I don't know if you saw Pearl.
I didn't watch Pearl.
My wife, Pearl, next door, 100% distressed.
This is interesting to me. This is kind of fascinating. It's very unusual, where just a franchise just pops up out of nowhere.
Out of order.
Out of order, because Pearl is a prequel, but just out of someone's Ty West and Mia Goth's just spur of the moment creativity. They're shooting X, and they're like, hey, what if we just stayed in New Zealand for a few more weeks and just made a whole other movie? Like, that's so bizarre. That doesn't happen. So I thought that was interesting, and I thought both movies were pretty good.
I remember liking X. My memory's a little fuzzy on this because it's been a while, but I remember.
It came out like January or February, so it was a while ago.
I remember it being sort of like this weird take on like the porn industry, and like then there's like this concept about being desirable and aging. And,
Aging is, that's the main theme of the movie.
and then, I thought that,
Old lady goes crazy because no one wants to fuck her anymore. And so she starts killing young, beautiful people.
right. But I remember those characters. There's the couple that's like the photography department and sound department, and then there's the main cast.
I don't know why I love this loading screen so
developing all
much.
those characters.
And this is much worse than the
Until it kind of
the
becomes
GameCube
like a slasher
version.
movie at the end.
The GameCube
Yeah, in terms
GameCube
of-
version is much better.
It is kind of a generic slasher movie, but it has that angle of the killer is an elderly woman. Yeah, youth and beauty, and this old woman who's jealous of their desirability, and it actually reminds me of
No, I
there's a
cannot
movie- I
say.
have no idea if Ty
Rico,
West has
I'm
ever seen or
sorry.
heard of this movie, but there's a movie called, on VHS it was released as Dead Dudes in a House, and it has the alternate title of House on Tombstone Hill. But it's very similar as like an 80s super low budget thing. Yeah, a group of kids go to a house to fix it up, I think for a sorority or something, but it's in the middle of nowhere, which makes no sense. And then elderly woman kills them one by one, but it's a person in old age makeup, and it looks like Spike Jonze in the Jackass movies. And so Mia Goth has two parts in this. She's the young girl, wants to be a star, and then Pearl's the elderly woman who's kind of jealous of her ambition because Pearl is settled and just lives with this cranky old man. They're old. She never reached her ambitions.
The last time I started this up, I
Pearl's
found
backstory, the old
Foyer
woman, I
level
liked
1
Pearl
in the
more. It's more of like
very
a
first
character
box.
study.
I'm sad that that will not happen again.
Backstory with her like evangelical televangelist father or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna like jump back like a year.
This loading
tell her
screen
story. I
sucks
forgot what her character
because you can't
Well,
do
no, I guess
anything.
there's gonna be a third movie that's about the young Mia Goth from X. It's so bizarre that they're doing all this, but like I said, like this kind of spur of the moment idea.
I can't even keep up with my laundry.
But I like Pearl more. It's it takes place in the
Aw.
like the golden age of cinema era, and it's kind of shot that way. It has a sort of Technicolor feel to it.
Oh, the game looks so much better when I fixed it, or after I fixed it. Oh, yeah.
Mia Goth, her
Nice.
performance is another one where it's in a horror movie, so it'll get overlooked, but she's fantastic in it. There's a part where she has this really long emotional monologue, and they knew what they got because they never cut away from her. Just holds on her face this entire time. And it's always interesting when you have like a horror movie or like a slasher movie where the protagonist is also the slasher. She fucks a scarecrow in the first 5 minutes. Nobody told me that. I would have been their opening weekend.
That was a cutscene from The Wizard of Oz.
Well, that's what it's kind of those like Busby Berkeley musicals or Wizard of Oz, that old Hollywood. It kind of has that feel to it in the context of a horror movie. It's interesting. I thought as a style exercise, it was really unique.
Did you watch Smile?
I did watch Smile. I watched it like 2 weeks ago. I have two things to say about Smile. One, I thought for what it was pretty good. And two, I don't remember a fucking thing about it.
We need to find an explanation for what happened.
Clearly it has similarities to It Follows. It's like
It follows The Ring, a curse movie.
cursed horror is the genre, and but with the new kind of, I don't want to call it a trend, but path that some horror movies are taking, where it's not just a horror movie, but it has the woven in kind of like a social message, and this I think was about like mental illness.
It is, until it stops being about that, and then it just feels like that's sort of tasteless to
There's a
slap it
monster
on.
at
Because
the
there's a monster at the end, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Kevin Bacon's daughter.
Was she the lead?
Yeah,
I had no idea that was Kevin Bacon's daughter.
her name is like Sorcerer Bacon. Good actress, but not super like memorable. That I think was it Vanity Fair that had that article about Nepo babies.
Nepo babies, yeah.
And I felt compelled to chime in on that because I wanted to defend our pal Jack Quaid, who was included in the Nepo Babies.
I saw he was on the cover. I didn't read the article or
It's
anything.
like, you know, talking to him in real life and hearing some of the things he said about his career, and you know, he does not seem to fit into the Nepo baby category. Like, I am one where I think that I am not someone who gets upset about nepotism, because it exists in almost every industry.
Sure.
And
the guy who runs a plumbing company, the company ends up in the hands of his kid when his kid gets older.
Right.
You're in charge of the company now, Gus.
Yeah, and there's also the concept of if your parents are two talented actors, I believe in genetics, and that sort of stuff can be passed down.
Unless you're Tom Hanks.
I just got this feeling, man, that this summer is it's about to be a white boy summer. You know, I mean, let me know if you guys can vibe with that, and get ready. You know.
Well, no. Colin Hanks.
That's Colin Hanks. Yeah. I was thinking of the other one.
The other one. Yeah. No. It's not a certainty.
Right, and that's when it's distracting. If people complain about nepotism, it's usually because they're watching something and the child of a famous person is in it and they're just awful. Yeah. Then complain about the performance being bad and they only got it because of who their father was.
And look at any industry. There's so many cases where someone only got up to this level because they knew. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Damn it!
The old adage goes.
Didn't use this trick,
you have, like, famous
because I'm an idiot.
Who, you know, their child ends up being, you know, a musician as well, because it's in their blood, or it's what they grew up around. Yeah. So they pick up a lot of that, like, you know, like a plumber would grow up around his plumber dad. Hey, let me show you how to fix this thing up. Or it's built into the DNA, nature versus nurture kind of situation, where it's like either you learn you learn about acting, you're in the business, you're in the industry, and your parents do it, and you're sort of just like scooped up. Yeah. Or you could take a completely different route. There's for every one Nepo baby, there's probably 10 children of famous celebrity actors who just go off in their own path.
Oh, sure.
So you can't just cherry pick and just say like, that's a nepotism thing. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like it goes. It's like a case by case basis. Because then you have someone like Pauly Shore, who is like the
Mitzi, his mom.
Yeah, who ran the Comedy Store, right? Yeah, and you know.
No, dude, forget it.
Back. Well, you do. I didn't mean it like that.
It doesn't matter. That's how I dress,
But
bro.
I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry, and you're not that old.
You're just saying that because you feel bad now because you know the people that like me are gonna fuck you, bro.
Dude, come on.
No.
You don't have any friends.
What?
What you're saying is Pauly Shore is a very funny comedian, and he inherited it from being around the Comedy Store his whole life.
Pauly Shore is a negative example of nepotism, and then there's positive ones like fucking Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah.
His son Wyatt Russell. Mm-hmm. Kurt Russell's father was also an actor.
Yeah.
So it's like, shut up.
I just don't care. As long as there's talent behind them, who gives a shit?
You know, it just goes to show. And then you have actors that just come out of nowhere, where their parents are blue-collar people, and they become famous on this, or a famous actor's child just becomes a plumber. It could happen. So I just wanted to make a quick note on that while we talked about Kevin Bacon's daughter in Smile, which I thought was meh.
I was just surprised it was a little more like stylish and atmospheric than I was expecting. I was expecting like one of those like crappy Blumhouse movies.
See, I thought it was fairly like flat and unstylish.
I would say that is the style. It's very understated and very like, there's lots of ambience to it. I'm not saying it's a great movie. I've forgotten the whole thing. I'm just saying I was expecting more of like remember like Truth or Dare, the Blumhouse movie, like something like that. So I thought for what it was okay, but definitely not memorable.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it gets a lot of mileage out of the fact that those people staring at the camera with the creepy smile is creepy looking.
So my next on the list is a movie called Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, a movie marred with controversy.
Actor and director Olivia Wilde breaking her silence in the custody battle with her ex, Ted Lasso star Jason Sudeikis, And the moment she was served custody papers right there before taking the stage to promote her new film.
The moments kept coming inside the theater. Everybody wondering today, and I cannot believe I'm asking this question, did Harry really spit on Chris?
You know, I think this might be a bit of a wake-up call from this film.
Fans undecided, but the headlines are everywhere.
-10.
But I watched this.
Oh my god, last time I had a sword with
it's fucking
+10. And then I found another one that had +15.
Well, at this point,
Or maybe
I didn't know
+15 and the second saber I found was +20, I don't remember.
Yeah, I know very little.
To me, his music is terrible. It's like the most like milquetoast, boring, like elevator music you could hear. And I don't. Everybody likes him because he's a handsome young man who wears grandma's clothes on stage.
He's not afraid to wear a dress.
And he's a hip dude, and he was part of the Backstreet Boys or something. And now he's.
I didn't realize he was that old.
But I watched that whole movie, Dunkirk.
Is he in that?
And he's in it the whole time. And I saw the end credit. I love Dunkirk, and I watched it. And that was him. Oh, that was that guy from Backstreet Boys. He was in Dunkirk.
Victory is safe and secure. Here you can live the life you deserve.
It's supposed to have some sort of like social commentary, right?
Yeah.
Is it like a? It kind of gave me. I didn't see. I think I saw like maybe part of a trailer. I don't even think I watched the whole trailer, but I got like Stepford Wives. Vibes from it.
Okay, so spoilers for this. I don't care.
The time codes for all the movies, for whatever you want to skip.
So if you want to watch Don't Worry Darling and you don't want me to spoil it for you, go ahead and skip.
Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling. Yes, the name implies the condescension men put towards women. Don't worry, darling. We'll take care of everything. And so it's a sci-fi kind of movie, which I didn't expect. I thought it was like a real drama based on the poster.
Yeah.
So it's this idyllic community where these men go off to work at like a mysterious place, and the wives have very subservient lives where they just vacuum and clean, and they're happy, and they literally have nothing to do but clean their house, and they get on this like trolley, and it goes into this town, and they go shopping, and they can just pick out whatever they want, no cost, and they bring all their clothes home. It's very like demeaning to women.
Sure.
And it's like very like the men control the women's lives, and they go off to business things. Yeah. And then and so Florence Pugh starts to unravel this, and she goes to this like secret compound at the top that's supposed to be their work, and it's nothing. It's like this like computer headquarters, and she touches it, her brain gets fried. And so,
is she sad the whole time?
Not really. Harry Styles.
God damn it.
In the movie, he's a successful businessman.
Stop.
In real life, he's like a loser that sits on his computer. And Florence Pugh is like an ER nurse or something who works like 20-hour-long shifts, and she's miserable. And so he hires this company to put the little headset on her eyes.
Okay.
And then he keeps her alive by like pouring water in her mouth. And every day he like...
This is the shocking twist of the movie?
This is the shocking twist of the movie.
Okay.
She is living in like essentially the Matrix. And there's like, they wear like this little headset and the lasers going into their eyes, and they're like, and I'm like, so does she wear a diaper? Does he change a diaper? Does she become atrophied?
You're not supposed to think about these things. It's a metaphor, Mike.
It's a metaphor for
I didn't hit a single fucking reppy.
not being able to live up
First
to
time I played 2 days ago, I missed one of them. One.
Sounds like a very,
And I think
very original
I hit one this time around. Jesus.
like 75% of it is presented
This run was absolutely horrible.
kind of artistic way. It was intriguing when she was like discovering some of the truths of what's going on, and I'm like, oh no,
this is gonna lead to nonsense. J.J. Abrams.
I was like, is she in a psych ward in a coma or something like that? I would have taken that, but there's literally a silly sci-fi device on her head, and that he's bought, and he's paid this subscription for.
This all sounds very obvious, and when it comes to the commentary angle.
Oh yeah,
obvious and blunt.
It's very blunt and kind of dumb, and it feels like a very long like Twilight Zone episode from the 1950s.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like smart or contemporary or like, you know, what's that show? Elizabeth Moss wearing a nun costume.
Oh, Handmaid's Tale.
Like something like that, where it's like that's a metaphor, similar kind of style.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but I'm vaguely familiar with what they're trying to do with that show, and I think that's probably does it smarter. I don't know, I've never seen it, but this is like dumb sci-fi, like it's like a one-off Next Generation episode. It's too lame. It's too like college student screenplay lame, and it's like, ooh, this sci-fi premise doesn't hold water.
Just let it go. Just let yourself go. Relax.
Well, speaking of college students, screenplays, and ham-fisted commentary, I watched Glass Onion, the new Rian Johnson film.
Will you explain it to us then?
Well, hit me with the deets on Glass Onion. I skipped it.
Well, did you? We never
I didn't
talked
watch
about
the
Knives
first one.
Out. You never saw Knives Out? I saw it like well after it came out. I feel similar to this that I did to that, which is it's pretty good despite Rian Johnson. I think he's very talented in certain aspects, but specifically the way he writes characters and his humor is not his strength, or it's not for me, I guess I should say. Both of these movies have just like really strong casts, and he really knows how to construct a scene and get great performances. Man, his characters, it's so ham-fisted. Edward Norton is playing, he's Elon Musk. He's basically just Elon Musk. And it's interesting because this movie would have been made before all the Twitter train wreck nonsense where people are like, wait, is Elon Musk really stupid?
You brainless.
I fixed the ground.
And this was made
I didn't
before
even
that.
notice
The whole
that.
movie,
The ground is
spoiler,
fixed.
The whole movie hinges on the fact that Edward Norton's character, who is Elon Musk, is really, really stupid. He puts on an air of knowing what he's talking about, but then they go back through the movie and they show little moments where he's using like words incorrectly or made up words that just sound like big words. So that's kind of the hook of the whole movie. Kate Hudson is in this, and her characteristic is that she's dumb. She talks into a lamp thinking it's an Alexa device, and that's the joke, but then to make sure you understand the joke, she says, oh, this is just a lamp. Where it's like, his humor is so bad.
This can't Shazam, it's a lamp.
Whatever, if you're going to make a movie with some sort of social political message, that's fine as long as it doesn't feel so ham-fisted, simplistic, and
what's
kind
it about?
of pandering. It's a murder mystery. Both of these movies are murder mysteries. This one takes place on an island, and they're having a murder mystery party, and Daniel Craig shows up because he's the world's greatest detective. And he was supposedly invited, but Edward Norton was putting the whole thing on. He's like, wait, I didn't invite you. Who invited you? Why is there an actual detective here? There's a whole scene early on where...
Boring! Now, can I make a segue?
Sure.
Get out of this Glass Onion.
Okay. I would love to get out of this Glass Onion. It's not a bad movie, I should say. The actual, like, story is relatively engaging. It's just the way he writes humor and characters that I find annoying.
Let me segue that into TV.
Okay.
Because I saw a thing on the internet, and there were two posters, and it had White Lotus Season 2, Glass Onion, and there was a greater than sign.
In between. Towards White Lotus?
Yes. What you're describing, and I was like, whoa, what? What's Glass Onion? Now that you described Glass Onion, I get the connection.
There's another movie we can talk about shortly.
Okay.
That'll tie in with this as well.
Yeah. Just real quick, if you want a palate cleanser from Glass Onion, go to White Lotus Season 2.
We're on a family vacation right now, and it's just the three of us, because all the women in our family hate you.
I didn't really care for White Lotus Season 1. I thought it was pretty good.
And they're separate stories, right?
Totally separate stories. What Jennifer Coolidge, aka Stifler's mom,
yes,
is the only
What?
character that
Stifler's mom?
crosses over.
They're good.
She's like this billionaire like heiress, and she's like clueless and kind of like zoned out and checked out of life.
So she's playing the Jennifer Coolidge character.
She's she's good, but and it has no connection to the first, other than it's the White Lotus is like a trademarked resort.
Mm-hmm.
The first one takes place in Hawaii, and this new one takes place in Italy. So she goes and travels to White Lotus, Italy, their Italian resort. And other than that, it's a completely different story. The first season was kind of about classism.
Eat every night makes me gouge my eyes out.
And then it had kind of an ending that just kind of seemed like it fell apart, and it was like, I liked it, but I don't get all the praise. But season 2, there's always a mystery of it starts off with a dead body. And you want to know who the dead body is at the end. First season it was one dead body. This one there's 5 or 6 bodies that are floating the shore.
Okay.
And we're like, and you've got to figure out which one of our main characters may end up dead. And it's got many different facets of relationships. There's like cheating. There's 2 prostitutes in there. People using sex to get ahead. There's different couples dynamics. I mean, there's a lot going on. It's all very, very well written and performed, and it's so like smart, based on like how the characters act. There are no dumb idiots talking to.
Do you get that he's dumb?
Right.
Do you get that this character's dumb?
None of that. It's really like complex and interesting, and Aubrey Plaza is really good in it. Everyone's good in it, but I really enjoyed it. It just kind of compounds, and there's so much going on, I don't even want to get into it.
Well, that's a case of comparing that to Glass Onion and Knives Out, where you can have some sort of message, some sort of commentary, social criticism, and it can even be broad. It can even be like in your face and blunt, as long as everything else is well written.
Yeah.
Which leads into the menu.
You have to try the mouse.
Which is not good, well written.
Tonight will be madness.
Couldn't be more on the nose as far as what they're saying. Rich people are pretentious and don't care. And that's Glass Onion. That's, I'm assuming White Lotus has an element of that. And then the menu also does.
Not this season.
Okay, the first season. I remember hearing about that.
First season, definitely. Not this one.
But yeah, and the menu is that same kind of thing. But the premise is so weird that it keeps it entertaining.
Yeah, I loved the menu. I thought it was maybe one of my favorites this year.
It's one of my favorites, and it was. I didn't realize it. Like, I didn't see a trailer. I heard a little bit about it. I didn't expect it to be so funny. It's the funniest movie of last year. And it's funny because it's never like trying to be. It's the polar opposite of Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
It's funny because of how serious everyone is taking everything.
Yeah. I saw the trailer, and I was looking forward to this movie ever since I saw the trailer. And I did not know it was a horror comedy.
I assumed it was going to end up being some sort of cannibal thing. From the little bit I saw, I was like, they're going to turn out that they're eating people, aren't they?
Yeah.
But that's not where it goes.
It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It takes that pretentious dining culture that exists today. Also, the cult of personality with the celebrity chefs.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're making fun of Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Because the logo Hawthorne is the restaurant on the island. And he's got the H, so like the house kitchen, the HK.
With the open kitchen where you can see everybody cooking.
Yeah. And yes, chef.
It's like they're like a cult.
Wait, you actually live here, all of you?
All of us. Here we are family.
It's great.
Well, that's probably whoever wrote this got this idea from that, or was in the service industry themselves, because it's very like cynical and bitter.
Or they've just watched a lot of Gordon Ramsay shows. I don't know.
But you watch those like Hell's Kitchen shows. Yes, chef. And it's almost like he's like a drill sergeant, and they're like soldiers. And they'll die for him, and it's very satirical. It's over the top, but it still plays it straight. It doesn't get goofy until the end.
But it's so, and this is another comparison to Rian Johnson. It's so like pointed and snarky, and sharp-witted. With like when I think of the Rian Johnson stuff, I just think of like, I think you talked about this when you talked about The Last Jedi. Maybe it was the Plinkett review. How he's such a like soft, spoken guy. You made a Star Wars movie and he doesn't seem to have any understanding of war, and I wish his Knives Out movies were meaner.
Oh!
These are all supposed to be like awful characters, but he's just he doesn't go for that edge or that like sharpness to the way he writes the bad character.
That was also the worst Hilda Bear I fought so far.
And here, this movie has a mean streak.
First time I didn't get hit once.
Oh yeah. Oh, it reminded me of like Willy Wonka a little.
And on this one I got stuck circling it 3 fucking times.
And they're all like rotten.
Yeah.
Except
they
for
all
one.
have to learn their except for one. That's
who, you know,
who wasn't supposed to be there.
With spoiler alert, the cheeseburger is the everlasting gobstopper.
Yeah.
You know,
that's good.
Where it's like the purity. That's what she. Spoilers. She finds that picture of him, and the only time she finds a picture of him smiling. We're talking him, meaning the chef, Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes, who's great.
As he's clearly like gone mad from dealing with this culture of snootiness and trying to achieve perfection. He's gone mad, and she finds the only picture of him is him smiling when he's making a cheeseburger when he's like a young man just starting off.
Yeah.
And so she appeals. She's an escort.
Yeah,
He's just not involved in this scene.
And they don't dwell on that a whole lot. There's like a couple lines that kind of mention it offhandedly. Yeah.
So he's like, you're a professional. You provide a service, and it's like, oh, got it. Because her companion is what's his face,
Nicholas Holt.
And he shows
both
up.
of them doing American accents. Neither of them are American.
They're both good.
Yeah.
They're both good.
He's hilarious in this.
He's hilarious. She's good in this. But yeah, they show up and she's not on the list. And he specifically designed this dinner, the menu and the dinner party for very specific people that he thinks needs to die.
Yeah.
In his grand
finale.
Grand finale. But yeah, and she's just like, she appeals to his inner sense, his inner child, where he's just like, I just want a cheeseburger. Make it real.
Cheeseburger.
Yes. I'm gonna cook you the best cheeseburger ever. And
you want this because you genuinely want to eat a cheeseburger. You're not trying to impress anyone.
You're not trying to show how like sophisticated you are. I was laughing constantly during this.
Yeah,
because
which
I get all that stuff.
Yeah.
I watch those cooking shows. I like that stuff.
And that's the aspect of it that I was completely, maybe other people have talked about it.
Yeah.
I was so unaware of everything surrounding this movie. So that was what caught me off guard, was just how funny it was. The best line where he's like, what college did you go to?
What school did you go to?
Brown?
Student loans? I'm sorry, you're dying.
I love when the food critic lady gets the tiny little emulsion and there's a crack in it, and then he keeps sending her bigger and bigger. It's that.
And again, that's not subtle. Like it's pretty blunt about what it's saying, but it has the humor and the snark and the style, the way the movie's made, to back it up.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel juvenile.
No, it feels smartly written.
I guess the shit around the total absence of the breath is like really good.
Because that culture has changed. The chef culture has changed in the last like 20, 30 years of the celebrity chef, the rising celebrity chef. And that sort of like, dining has always been, there's been many levels of fancy dining, but now it's just gotten absurd. The liquid nitrogen and then the this and that.
Well, yeah, and where in this where he's fucking with them, where is it the second course where it's just like condiments?
Yes.
And no bread.
No bread. Bread is the food of the poor people.
And then pretending that this is some sort of brilliant second course.
Right. You're following him along. The cult of personality, and then even at the end when they're all getting killed, they can't even stand up for themselves. It's so pathetic. Yeah. But yeah, it's a biting satire that's really fun. Of a very specific kind You know, we've gone through all the social satire we can. Yeah. And this is nice because there's necessarily no big weight to it, no heaviness. Than you have with like, I don't know, Me Too, mental illness, or whatever, where there's like a real world. It's like, it's something you can kind of sit back and laugh at. Unless you're a snobby food critic who makes their living being a snobby food critic. This is a little fucking defensive. But if you're just a regular person, even if you enjoy a nice meal, but there are people that take it a little too far. But yeah, great film.
I don't know what's going on. I'm playing so bad right now. Well, I kind of do know what's going on. I'm just really tired because I think it's like
that's sort of a similar
1 a.m.
too, right?
It's right in between Glass Onion and The Menu, where they're making fun of the rich. And I'm sure you've seen the trailer.
You looks paid for the tickets. Not bad, huh?
So what do you do?
I sell shit.
It's funny for most of it, but it's a little like it's like The Menu where it goes overboard. Especially the part with the yacht's sinking, and they're having this nice dinner, and all these people are so rich they're just they don't know what's going on. They're all stupid. Like in the trailer, she's asking Woody Harrelson, who plays the captain of the yacht, to clean the sails.
Yeah.
And he's like, we don't have sails. This is a motorized vessel. She's like, would you clean the sails? He's like, we'll clean the sails. And Woody Harrelson, he's like drunk all the time. He just doesn't want anything to do with this.
I mean, why?
I am not a communist. I am not a communist. I am a Marxist.
There's the Russian capitalist. He made his money off shit.
I sell shit.
Literal shit off fertilizer.
Okay.
And then Woody Harrelson plays the American socialist. And so they have this little banter back and forth where they're just like throwing quotes at each other. Margaret Thatcher, Karl Marx, they're going back and forth, they're on their phones while the ship's sinking. And they're going through this storm and everyone's drunk and then it all falls apart. But the main stars are two young people who are both like, the girl is an influencer, so they got on the boat for free because they're going to be influencing, taking selfies, whatever. Satire becomes a little too heavy-handed.
Don't level ups reset mag hunger instantly?
That ends up taking control of the situation is the head toilet cleaner. But she knows how to like fish, she knows how to start a fire, she knows how to do all the things that none of these people know how to do.
Yeah.
So she ends up becoming like this little dictator. It's like Lord of the Flies meets Animal Farm.
I thought the whole thing was on a boat.
Only some of it.
Okay.
The majority of it is on an island. And so it's like about like rationing their food, and they start following her. She's their leader, and she starts abusing her power. She starts having sex with the young guy in the boat to give him like pretzels. Abuse of power, wealth, social status, different types of like society, how society like operates. Communism, capitalism, dictatorships, like it just like boils it down. And I thought this could work, but it just goes on way too long. And then the ending is ambiguous to the point of frustration. You know how some movies end and you're just like, oh, there's nothing else? I don't know. For me, it was an ambiguous ending that just didn't work because I wanted some kind of closure on it. And it didn't make me think anymore about what had happened. It just ended. So there were some good moments in it. It's a really good direction of actors. It has this real like natural quality to all the performances and stuff, and the choices that are made. Good director. I liked it well enough. A little disappointed because I was looking forward to that one too. You know what else I'm looking forward to? Going.
An ad break.
Help me, Jesus! Continued in part 2. Because so much of the trash that lines our walls is so similar, sometimes it's hard to pick movies to watch. Not anymore. Today we've compiled 30 plus commonalities with all the movie boxes, titles, plots, and so on. Things like man holding gun on cover. Might be about an alien or monster. Or maybe takes place in the post-apocalypse.
This time we'll mix it up, and each contestant will make 2 selections.
Then it's off to find the movie that contains all the selected criteria. Whoever finds their movie first will win a special prize. Nothing!
Nice.
God damn, the whole f***ing thing sucks. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Nothing!
Hey, Jack, how are you?
Fine, Mike. Who are you talking to?
What? All right, so pick 2.
Okay, my first pick is... Okay, it is tape or DVD is sun bleached.
Okay, all right. Sure, you know what that means, right?
So like a faded cover.
Yeah, it's been in the window of a video store for 10 years.
Desaturated.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
This is a very good example of a sun-faded tape.
Second pick is under 80 minutes.
Oh my God, this is impossible. You ready for your nightmare to begin?
Yeah.
Now 2 clues. Pick one first and then read it. Okay.
So excited. Ooh, this is nothing. Find a tape with nothing on it.
What is that? Just a piece of paper? Fucking. Oh Jesus.
Might take place in post-apocalypse.
Okay, that's not bad. That's
All
not
right.
bad.
All right.
And then there's the word might in there.
Might.
Which could be anything.
Might take place. And a man holding gun on the cover.
Significantly easier than Jack's challenge.
A little bit. Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh
There's a lot of clues left in here, Jay. At least 100 or 106.
Do I have to pick all of them?
No, you were picking 2, and you were finding a movie that contains the 2 clues.
Okay, here we go.
Clue number 1.
Clue number 1.
Clue Gallagher.
Might be about a demon of some kind. So there's a typo.
Oh.
Might be about a demon or some kind of paranormal evil. Hey, that's a good one.
Okay, that pushes us into the horror section. Clue 2. Must have Clue Gallagher.
Clue Gallagher.
Gallagher?
R.I.P. Death, blood, or kill in the title.
Well, geez, this is easy.
Well, that narrows it down to 1 wall.
Why don't we throw a 3rd one in there? I'm in charge. I'm throwing a 3rd one in there.
I don't believe in this. A cover that is a painted artwork. Okay.
Jesus.
That's possibly doable.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. All right. The first thing I found was demon. This is kind of sun bleached. The colors aren't what they once were. No information. Man with gun. Man with gun. Man. We got the guns, and all this shit looks like it was shot yesterday. 84 minutes. 84 minutes. That's gonna be the hardest part of this, is finding a movie under 80 minutes.
Well, I see one right the first thing I looked at. We have Eternal Evil. It is a painted cover.
Death, blood, or kill? Was that
Death, blood, or kill in the title. Oh, that doesn't have. Damn it.
Do you smell distant thunder?
No, I smell post-apocalyptic. Something smells like metal fused with skin. That's a little sun bleached. 87 minutes, son of a bitch.
Now, Jay, if you get real desperate, you could dip into DVDs. Don't forget, there's a lot of horror DVDs. What about Virtual Assassin with Michael Dudikoff? I just saw it.
Let's just do a regular episode.
I see blood up top, Jay. Blood hook. Wait, check that one that I found before.
Right.
Great Skycopter Rescue, I see it right there.
Where are you looking? Well, oh, there it is. That's very sun faded. 1 hour 36 minutes.
That sounds like 90 minutes to me.
That's 96 minutes. That doesn't count.
What about Cyborg 2?
That sounds like 80 minutes to me.
You want to just play the game?
Don't they have to be over 80 minutes to be considered a movie? Isn't that what it is? Sword of the Valiant? That looks a little sun faded. What are you? Look at these guys. They look fun. 1 hour 42 minutes. No, that's way too long. All of these covers are great. Oh, Quest of the Mighty Sword. That looks great. That is very sun faded. 95 minutes, son of a bitch. Tales of the Unknown. That looks pretty. 87 minutes.
What about 2020 Texas Gladiator?
Where's that one?
Right there.
What do you see? Yeah, it's like, imagine the covers of these tapes are like avocados. Okay? This does not look like a movie I want to watch, though, I'll be honest with you.
Maybe you should try finding a movie that's under 80 minutes and then like going outside and moving in the sun. Maybe that would work.
Silk 2. I have one that's under 80 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like it, but I have.
Wait, okay.
Silk 2.
That actress was the terrible lead actress from Beastmaster, not Beastmaster, but Stalker 2.
Oh.
Stalker!
Silk 2 is 1 hour and 16 minutes, making it 76 minutes. And look at that cover. That looks pretty sun faded to me.
We'll call that sun faded.
7 minutes, 14 seconds. What do I win?
Oh, nothing.
It wasn't time?
Execute! 1 plus 8! Every 15 minutes! Oh my god! Yeah! What the hell are you doing?
What has to be done?
That's what got her the Death Stalker roll right there.
Yeah.
What about Virtual Assassin with Michael Dudikoff?
Ooh, look it, Virtual Assassin.
I guess that's
Cyberpunks.
This is future.
High tech, yeah. It's future. American Cyborg Steel Warrior. This looks kind of post-apocalyptic.
Oh, come on, you're supposed to be dead.
Oh,
Just because I tried to not get hit by it falling down.
Oh my god, it looks like Fabio. I think you might have found a winner. But
Terminator
don't let me
meets
interfere.
Last of the Mohicans.
Alright, I'm gonna go over to DVDs. Oh my god. Oh, it's overwhelming. Oh, look at all these movies with blood in the title. Bloody Wednesday. Matt Painted. Blood of Heroes. Why is this in the horror section? Blood Freak. Blood Freak. It looks like a giant chicken monster. What is this? Only the blood of drug addicts can satisfy its thirsts.
Oh, okay, I'm into this.
Okay. It's got blood in the title. Cover is painted, and it's beautiful. Beautiful cover of a giant chicken monster.
Okay.
And what was the last one? Might be about a demon or some kind of paranormal evil.
The bird is evil, paranormal.
It's about a chicken monster that eats drug addicts.
Okay, yeah.
But the horrors that occur in the minds of those who allow the indiscriminate use of the human body as a mixing bowl for drugs and chemicals
Level 5.
are as real
What?
as the real horror.
So,
Because I'm smoking.
I was gonna say.
Mm.
That was a real bad idea. Put all these chemicals.
Finding the use of chemicals in the food we eat, the water we drink. And yet there are far too...
You want to take that again?
No. No.
All right.
These
things are fucking killing me.
He's complaining
anyway.
about chemicals. And the dangers of drugs.
Well, okay, so he's gonna die in the middle of the shot, isn't he?
Is this intentional?
Yeah. This has to be intentional. Okay.
It's getting louder because it hears us talk, I think.
The cricket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you hear a cricket, that's not you. It's here.
Yeah.
Well, I was the only person who didn't pick the weird things from a bucket and then pick even worse films.
We had specific criteria.
I'm sorry.
I would say, as far as variety goes, we did pretty good.
A spectrum of shit.
Yeah. I think every single one of these movies has something interesting and unique about them. And I enjoyed, well, maybe enjoyed isn't the right word, but I watched all of them.
You did watch all of them. We all watched them.
We did watch them.
Jack, you picked Silk 2.
Yes.
The sequel to Silk.
Yes.
Which we also did on this show.
Famously, the only movie that we abandoned. We started watching it and we gave up and said, let's watch a Neil Breen movie instead.
David Carradine, Tai Chi. It's going to be better.
This is like emergency situation.
Yeah.
I think I had the hardest time. I had the hardest scavenger hunt out of anyone. And I was initially ready to put this back after I realized it was Silk 2. But then we realized who was in it. Deathstalker 2 lady.
Monique Gabrielle.
Eyebrows.
From one of the best bad performances we've ever seen in Deathstalker 2.
This is real bad. The princess is being imprisoned by Jarek.
Wait, she's not Silk 1?
She's not in Silk 1. She's Silk 2, which is why this movie should have been Silk TOO.
Oh, yeah,
like Teen Wolf 2. Yeah. Well, I will say, as far as bad acting goes, this was not Monique Gabrielle's best performance. This did not top Deathstalker 2. She was hilarious in that.
There's a couple of good lines
This
in
movie did not have the quality direction of Jim Wynorski behind it, so...
Is your work exciting? It has its moments. What do you do? I'm in pest control. Oh, you put me on 4 sleeves. That means I am on my own.
Chris died trying to recover the scrolls for you. I will finish what he set out to do.
No.
I want you to arrange a meeting with a Japanese art collector called Kashi.
I want to know if there's a tick to her talking. Like every third word, she has to raise her eyebrows.
This is an MGM
Oh no.
United Artists released home video. It's just, I mean, quality-wise, it's far superior to these, but it's weird they would make a sequel to something that most certainly flopped or was a failure.
It must have done business somewhere in the world. Maybe not in the U.S., but it was really big in Hungary. Yeah.
Now with MGM, they have the Lion, right? And supposedly there's that thing. It's like how many roars is like the quality of film. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Before? I heard this thing way back in the day. It's like the number of roars the Lion gives was the rating of it. Like,
So before the movie even starts, the Lion's giving his little review?
yeah, he's just like, I think this is just like 2 roars. But Wizard of Oz has 4 roars.
Oh, sure.
I think this MGM film, The Lion, came out and was just like,
Just didn't say anything.
He's just like, nope.
We
Bye.
to no previews, no distributor logo, no production company logo. Started straight up in the movie, mark of quality.
Yeah, in the first 30 seconds, we get some wonderful gore that got our expectations up pretty high. That whole opening action scene is great. It's one of those, like we said, like the opening of Indiana Jones or a James Bond movie, where it's its own little action set piece that doesn't really relate to the rest of the story, but it lets you understand the character. In this case, the character of Silk.
They won't hear that.
She doesn't care.
She plays by her own rules.
She's gonna blast them all away.
I
She
want a
doesn't give
body
shit.
count.
Sneaking in is, yeah, that's what you get for making a bunch of fucking noise. At least she's got the infomercial music playing during the action scene.
This is
Couldn't
like
ask for more.
live every Tuesday night. Laurie and Friends. Very Cobra, where our Silk goes in when the captain says don't do it, but she plays by her own rules.
Did she
Is that her?
Yeah.
She does like some kind of stupid move where she jumps through a window.
Oh, yes.
And she lands on the ground, and then it manages to kill them.
Yes.
When in reality, they probably would have watched her break through that window, fall on the ground, kind of stumble around, pick up her gun, try and figure out what. They would have shot her as she was flying through that window. They had that much time to do it.
They did.
This movie is not realistic.
They really hated maps. I don't know if you noticed. They shot the fuck out the maps.
Locations and knowing where they are, fuck that.
No, there were no little pins or anything like that. These are just like
Just general
map
maps.
of Hawaii.
Just
map
fuck
of the
geography.
mainland.
Fuck
Yeah.
that. Elevation, who needs
GPS is safe.
I'm gonna throw the goddamn book at you, smartass. What the fuck are you trying to prove?
Crime doesn't pay.
Hey, Zoom 2! We don't need to watch anymore! Zoom 2!
This is like the 10th title, like Silk 2. So that's just the opening of the movie. And then the real plot kicks in, which is all about.
I forgot about scrolls.
All about scrolls. Get used to hearing about scrolls.
I will take every possible measure to
Wow.
protect the sacred scrolls.
Is this the real scroll or is this the fake scroll? These are the fake scrolls, but I have the real scrolls.
Most precious scrolls.
The 4 scrolls.
I just lost a weapon and money.
Let's know that we've got the scrolls.
What?
You trying to get yourself killed?
But
I lost my weapon. Don't tell me that stuff is
What's the
gone.
plot about the scrolls, Jack? Tell us.
It's far simpler than you're giving it credit for, which is there are real scrolls, which are ancient scrolls.
I'm not sure. I don't think
Fake
that was
scrolls.
like
Fake scrolls
this
are
was
there to
like.
display while the bad guys-
Wait, it
bad
was
guys
like
use
that
those
in the GameCube game.
to destroy the fake scrolls.
But you could stuff. Yeah, you could stuff loose forever if you died on the way to your stuff.
There is when spam while the bad guys the real stuff are actually the fake scrolls. When spam comes in and notices that they're only to then die. Very simple plot.
Shit.
When stretched out over 146 minutes, though, it's not quite so much fun.
where you just have scene after scene of people just giving blanket exposition while on Ambien.
Tashi! Is it really you old bandit?
It is me, old friend. Last night, a very precious shipment arrived from Hokkaido. The 4 scrolls of the Temple of Immortality, which was in transit to the Gish Museum of Oriental Arts in Kona.
Can you talk faster?
Some use. I knew I could depend on you.
I love you.
It was what, 76 minutes long?
Yes.
And you're like, yeah, 146 minutes. I was like, yeah, it was that long.
Yeah.
It seemed that long.
Yes.
Because they popped off right once the eye came out. We were just like, yes, this is gonna be.
Oh, scrolls.
Scroll.
But to counterbalance that, we had gunfights, we had high-speed chases, we even had a nudie titty flop fight.
Yes, yeah.
That was a little unexpected.
Oh, I guess it's nothing.
Hey, that's my thing.
Oh, that's how they heard you.
We learned. So just keep going and showing.
Yeah, it's not too concerned about the window being busted in, I guess.
It's so common for her. Because she does it all the time.
Oh, my knife!
Are they made of cardboard? They keep the sound effects are terrible.
Action. Oh, that is unattractive face. This is my favorite movie of all time. This is so great. I'm excited.
Killed him with a kick out the window.
He died.
Gosh.
Oh, he died from that?
Yeah.
They covered him up.
It was that violent.
Stop it.
In slow motion. It was still this fast.
Oh, yeah.
It's very similar to the Viggo Mortensen new shower fight in Eastern Promises.
Yeah.
They're pretty much the same movie.
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
That's so too also show.
Fucking Viggo Mortensen's balls were all like...
Yeah. See, he went all out. She was trying to be like somewhat modest, and then at some point during the fight choreography, she's like, they're just gonna come out, so I guess I'll just deal with it. But Viggo Mortensen, no robe on him in that movie.
Balls of flapping.
Yep.
Death is a turn on?
Huh?
Segue.
Come again?
Death.
10 years ago, my parents came to Hawaii to escape the growing crime rate in LA. They thought it would be peaceful here. Shortly after we moved here, two men come into their store and shot and killed him.
And cut.
That can't be. Talking about dead parents. No.
Not even a transition, like not even a change in the conversation.
Right. No.
My parents were murdered and my partner was murdered. Let's fuck.
My parents were shot in the face. Let's fuck.
Yeah.
Tell me more sad stories.
Who else do you know that's dead?
Died in front of me, and when he took me to the zoo, he had a heart attack. Oh.
This isn't even soft focus. What is this?
After divulging Silk's backstory that her parents were brutally murdered in front of her and their faces shot off after they moved to Hawaii, he said, "Great, let's bone now."
He said, "Want some of my spam?"
It's like, is that a weird Cockney accent?
Said, "Hey,
sperm?
Don't knock it. It's got its own opener."
Ooh.
I'm sorry, it's got its own key.
It's got its own key.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
They don't know.
So we're referencing George Romero's classic film Dawn of the Dead. That's a line from that motion picture.
And don't knock it. It's got its own key.
I think he said, "Hey, my meat could be processed in something." Processed meat.
Do you want something slimy that smells terrible? How about
God.
No, enough with the spam jokes. Enough with the spam jokes.
Well, the important part is that sex scene. I hope somebody got fired for this blunder because the camera fucks up. The lens is fucked up. Something's fucked up.
It's like the film's loose in the gate, and it's all.
Yeah, did they try to put extra blur on it to make it look stylized?
I don't know. Well, and this is one of the big nude scenes. This is the most important scene in the entire film from a production standpoint.
Oh, yes, from a selling it.
Yeah.
Not the character.
No. In terms of like, this is why a movie like this exists. Oh, it's all fucked up. What do we do? I guess this is all we got.
Blur it, make it look artistic. Like
Soft focus. Can we go softer? Can we go softer? And as we talked about during the screening, it was like, oh, well, why not reshoot something like this?
costs money, that costs time. Our actress is like, yo, you want me to be nude again? That's going to be extra money. I guess we'll just release the messed up version.
But I think they did a really good job of peppering in those action sequences. I'm going to bring up my favorite action sequence in which Silk and partner have to stop the robbery of a knick-knack shop.
Please have your wallet.
Oh no, it's Frankenstein!
This is a stick-up.
The Pearl Harbor Memorial Gift Shop?
Get back. Get back.
Over there.
They're at the USS Arizona Memorial.
Yes.
It's that thing that's above the ship that sunk in Pearl Harbor, and there's a gift shop. And robbers rob the gift shop, which I'm sure is just bursting with money.
They were only there to steal the koozies. Like,
Yeah.
oh, my beer's gonna stay so cold.
They just wanted some t-shirts. Yeah.
I visited an underwater grave of dead World War II soldiers, and all I got was this t-shirt. Why is there a gift shop there? Anyways. Cops don't usually use shotguns.
She doesn't play by the rules.
Lots of collateral damage with shotguns. It's not really what law enforcement use. I mean, maybe in certain situations, but especially sawed-off ones. Right? Come on.
Ooh! Someone paid their keyboardist a little bit extra right there.
Put a little sass on it.
Why is this thing so small?
There's an extra 50 in it if you slap it with sass.
The amount of damage she's causing far exceeds what was in the register at the gift shop.
But the action scene ends with her killing a man by drop kicking a Jeep.
Yeah! That's the greatest movie ever made! Kicked him into a brand new scene.
It's too quick though. Like immediately when she hits him, it cuts to the next scene, and the next scene is like 5 seconds long, and then it cuts to another scene.
She jumps in the air, and then she turns into a man in a wig. And then his foot goes through the window, and I'm
Oh
guessing,
my god.
Immediately after that, he like fell off awkwardly.
Yeah.
So they use every last frame.
And I know I've seen it somewhere before, and I can't think of where, so I'm gonna have to research it, and I'll drop the clip in here. I want to say it's like a Jackie Chan movie or something.
Oh, sure.
Needless to say, Silk 2 does it better. That should be the tagline for the movie. You like your sex scenes in focus? Fuck that. Silk 2 does it better.
The other thing to talk about, the other thing of note of Silk 2 is in action movies like this, you got your action star, you got your goofy sidekicks. Generally speaking, they meet in some sort of natural fashion, or have some sort of past relationship that would figure into them coming along onto the adventure. So we're
Oh, wait.
Sam's working for Kung Fu Master.
Poison me.
You know, he's
Thank
obviously
you very
crazy.
much.
But then we have Wacky College Girl. So what's their relationship? How far back do they go? Zero.
Well, they met on
To
the
a
plane.
flight.
Yeah.
To the main island.
You know what's green and swims in salt water?
I don't know, Mr. Haskins.
Moby Pickle!
And she is just their teenage accompanying her father, who has the perfect dad jokes about pickles.
Yeah, Moby Pickles.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't think
so,
that makes any sense.
It doesn't. Well, Dick is shaped like a pickle, so he's like, what's like shaped like a penis that swims in salty water or something? He's like Moby Pickles.
slimy.
You know what's green and swims in salt water?
Yeah, something about like salty. What's something green and looks like my dick and he's swimming in.
You know what's green and swims in salt water?
Herman Melville's salty water.
And he's like, of course it's not my dick because you're my daughter.
And she's like, Dad, what that joke is so fucking convoluted.
Shut the fuck up, we're singing bottles of beer on the wall. Where are we? 76 bottles of beer on the wall.
All the oldies are singing on the plane, yeah. Well, there's three cliched plot lines. There's the about to retire partner who gets killed.
What's wrong, Chris?
Ah, this retirement thing. Oh, just menopausing, I guess.
There's the love interest who's not a cop who goes along on the adventure, and then there's like the wacky sidekick who doesn't belong there, and they
gets
cram,
tangled up in the adventure.
Yeah, they cram all three in there, but they don't focus on any one of the three. They kind of smear them all out.
And they keep bungling the cop on the verge of retirement because there's like 5-6 times throughout the movie where it's like, oh, this is the scene where he's gonna die, and then he doesn't.
Don't give him the scroll.
He's like O.J. Simpson in The Naked Gun. He just keeps surviving.
And then he drives directly from getting stabbed to trying to take out the bad guys on a boat where he actually died. No, but he doesn't die there.
No. That's the thing. You're like, this is the scene where he's going to die.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't die.
Retirement has got to be like this.
It's a bad movie.
The only other thing to talk about is the end shootout scene at the museum. The museum that holds nothing but flower pots.
What? Yay!
I thought he was gonna bash him over the head or something.
Dumbass.
Some priceless flowers. It's just a museum full of vases. Nothing but vases.
Did you shoot me? Yes, I shot you.
Nothing but look at they're just everywhere. They're great for blowing up.
Yeah. I don't mind like a dumb action movie, but the fact that everyone else is so hell-bent on protecting these scrolls that they're willing to die for it for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like life or death for every character, down to the college student from Texas. She's going to risk her life to get the case out of the exploding building.
Yes.
Because this lady that she met on an airplane an hour ago said that her partner, best friend in Japan, said the scrolls are super important.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting out of this building that's going to blow up. Fuck your scrolls.
I just wanted to go on vacation and see some museums.
There's no like weight or stakes with the scrolls. It's not like you take a movie like Raiders of the Lost Ark, right?
Sure.
And it's like the Ark of the Covenant contains, supernatural powers beyond our understanding, and Hitler wants it.
Yeah.
And if Hitler gets it, he's gonna conquer the earth.
Right.
Okay.
What happens if the scrolls are destroyed?
Nothing.
Or what happens if Mr. Gish reads the Immortal Scroll, and it's rumored that if he reads the Immortal Scroll, he'll possess power of ancient gods and be able to blow up cities with his brain.
See, but it's not even about those kind of stakes, Mike. It's about characters and relationship. The only reason we care about the Ark of the Covenant. No, I'm agreeing with you.
Not in this movie.
No, I know. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just taking it from a different.
This movie's about a 30-second shower scene. That's what it's about.
And floppy titty fight.
45 seconds.
Let's not forget about floppy titty fight.
We're in 46.
46 seconds.
We timed this.
You could dismiss the scrolls or accept them, and the stupid plot with the scrolls. If, say, Silk and Spam Guy had a really fun relationship, a great on-screen chemistry, and they developed a fun romance, and we really cared about them as characters. Yes, the movie's just devoid of anything.
100%.
But
I
squids
forgive
and
it all
gunshots.
if the action was fun.
I think enough of the action is at very least par.
I mean, it's good action in comparison to, something like Blood Freak, but...
Or even Ultra Warrior, for that matter.
Well, I understood what was happening in Silk, too, so that's a plus.
There we go.
That is a plus. It's a big plus.
So if we're grading on this curve of just movies that we've watched tonight, then it's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's not too bad.
There you go. That should have been Silk, it's not too bad. And that's the title. Like
Or
Bad
maybe
Boys
the
for
It's
Life.
Not.
Yes. Silk, it's not too bad.
Get your graphic designer on that.
You trying to get yourself killed?
Scroll.
What?
Well, we're talking about 3 movies.
Still.
But it was almost different 3 movies.
Ooh.
Tim's original pick was American Cyborg.
Yes, American Cyborg.
Well, we never watched this, but some of these quotes on the back are meant for buyers. Commercial buyers.
Screening
It's a screener copy,
it's the Terminator meets The Last of the Mohicans.
And per unit revenue on science fiction is the highest of any genre.
Oh.
That's not meant for
underscore
your average consumer. That's meant.
Yeah, you don't pick that up at the video store and read that and decide to rent the film.
You don't.
Nerds are lonely and want to rent movies.
Plus a dollar sign saving twin pack is available.
Ooh.
Why are we still talking about this? We never watched it. The tape fucking broke.
The point is that the tape didn't play. We had to pick another one.
Chewy tape. So, with the skilled help of my 2 friends here.
Right.
We picked Ultra Warrior.
Ultra Warrior, did we look at this yet? Because he's holding a gun very poorly. A post-apocalyptic desert. Oh! And a gun.
Which was the worst decision.
Jesus Christ.
This is the first or best of the worst. We've never done a full-on experimental film before.
But I mean, it's like I should have realized that, like, they are holding guns. Like 2 out of the 3 are holding guns completely wrong.
Well, and nothing on that cover has anything to do with the movie. So.
Yeah,
it is fascinating because.
What the fuck is that shit?
Yeah, there's creatures. It's so.
You could say this is because in the movie there's muties and whiteys, which are mutants and albino mutants.
Albino mutants from a different movie.
So you could say those are a representation of those. There is a spaceship in the movie.
2 trap visions.
So it's sort of like an impressionistic version of the events of the film.
No, just real quick on this cover. What's fascinating, yes, they are holding guns weirdly, probably because the artwork was intended for swords.
Yes.
And like barbarian swords, and then they
just repurposed it.
But their hands are like this, you know, like they're fucking.
Who cares? That's the slogan for the movie. Who cares?
You give this too much credit by calling it an experimental film.
Well, that was a joke.
It's like
that was a joke. Because the movie's nonsensical.
Tim, tell us about Ultra Warrior. What is the plot, if you can do it?
He can move a mountain or stop an army. Dak Rambo.
That's the actor's name, by the way.
Yeah.
One man stands between life on Earth and oblivion. One man must journey into space, underwater, and to the future in order to save the present.
That is not true.
No, it's all lies.
Although those things are in the movie. We do see space, we do see underwater.
He didn't need to.
He didn't go to any of them.
Yeah.
In this post-apocalyptic desert, the Earth has been transformed into a radioactive wasteland. Only Dirk Rambo, Dallas in the Spring, and Meshack Taylor, TV's Designing Women, and Mannequin 1 and 2.
Mannequin TOO?
Yes, Mannequin as well. Can save the destiny of the human race while leading the mutants and helping the normals find zirconium.
Isn't he mostly helping the mutants? The muties?
Well, he's
the
working
normals
for the normals.
Okay.
He's the businessman he's working for. He's trying to get zirconium, but he has a change of heart. Well, that's why it's Last of the Mohicans, right?
No, that's American Cyborg. This is not Last of the
But then check this out. Now in the final battle to save the planet, these 2 men must prove themselves.
Meshack Taylor has nothing to do with anything. Really.
Yeah,
He's
what 2
a
men?
bad guy.
What 2 men? Is it Meshack?
Meshack?
I don't know how to say his name.
Mannequin? No.
Mannequin.
Mannequin
Meshack is a bad guy.
Is that how you pronounce it? No, but
Meshack Taylor,
he can't be one of the 2 guys.
No.
That
Everything
they're
about this
referencing.
cover, everything about that description, everything's a lie.
Everything's a lie.
Because it's not a movie. That's the big takeaway from this.
What is it, Jay?
It's a...
Late on Jay.
Well, I mean, we figured out pretty early on. We were like, it would cut to something, and we're like, this is a different movie. And it became very clear very early on that this is a hodgepodge of scenes from other movies that are all edited together with awkward voiceover to try and explain their existence within this movie.
They finally did it. The space defense system built to protect our world was accidentally triggered. Millions died in seconds. And after the fallout, millions more died. To survive was a curse. Disease, chaos, and violence became the leaders of the new world. Those with wealth, usually
Colonel
landowners.
Sanders, what?
What's going on?
You know it's well, this looks like just a bunch of footage from other movies.
Oh, 100%.
I guess it's Roger Corman, that could be the case.
Yeah.
But instead, we were constantly running and hiding from these evil lords. They captured my people. The weak and the old were brutally murdered. Often they were cut in half.
That's very specific.
Vertically.
Oh my god!
Most for hard labor.
Just more boobs.
That's not hard labor, but...
Was the 4-boob woman dressed dancing for the 2-boobed woman?
Ooh. Well, what we were curious about was is the main through line with what's the guy's name? Dak Rambo.
Dak.
His character's name though was Kenner.
Decker.
Kenner. Yeah, like the toy company. So that's the through line. He's the main character. He has to go to the desert wasteland called Oblivion. That's right. And so that we were like, oh, is this an unfinished movie? They had all this footage, but they didn't have quite enough to do a feature, so they spliced in footage from other Roger Corman movies. Or did they have all this footage from other Roger Corman movies and were like, let's film a couple new things to connect all this stuff?
The bastards are charging us whatever they want for this content.
Whee! Meanwhile in space.
Zirconium?
Reports today of more border skirmishes with the rebel insurgents.
Wait, what the fuck is going on?
Wait! Wait!
Now we're against spaceships?
Crossed over the neutral zone. Our defenses scrambled immediately and met the ship halfway to Earth.
Didn't Earth nuke itself? How do we have spaceship technology?
Is this like 15 movies spliced together?
I think so.
The bulk of the film comes from a Roger Corman funded film called Welcome to Oblivion. The completed film received a limited theatrical release in the United States in 1990. However, the film was significantly re-edited and filled with footage from other Corman releases before being released to home video as Ultra Warrior. The original version, Welcome to Oblivion, has not been released on any home media. So it's lost media. It's like the Batgirl movie. It's just never going to see the light of day.
Huh. So this has been happening forever. They just didn't start doing it with Batgirl.
Right.
They've
been trashing
They just
the
wrote
shit.
off Batgirl as a tax loss.
Yeah.
But this
That was like, we're going to dump the whole thing. Roger Corman's like, we're going to make as much money off of this stinker as possible.
It must have been drier and duller, and then they just like spiced it up.
Maybe Roger Corman, much like current HBO head, just doesn't like movies.
Tell them to have faith in their company.
I think Roger Corman likes movies too much. He's like, I want to put out as many movies as possible. I don't care that it makes
In
no
fact,
sense.
let's make a movie with all of my movies.
Yeah. This is a celebration of film, really.
Are they in a different... No.
No.
But that footage of the band performing is from a different movie.
Right?
Because we saw the other band performing. It was a completely different stage.
Right.
This is like a high school prom? Right. She was making
I don't like that this is performing so well.
And
Is that even her, or is this a different film?
It doesn't matter.
I'm going to assume if we don't see her face, it's not her.
That's not even him.
That's not him.
It's
not
like
a movie.
It's like a guy with blonde hair.
This is insane.
This is something else. This is a first. If this continues on the way it is,
It's just the whole movie is compiled with footage from other movies.
Now that's even a different lady because that's a blonde-haired lady. The bizarre choice that they made was that while some of the new footage from other Roger Corman movies is seamless, as in like they are underground and above ground, a battle is happening,
Yeah.
but it's clearly from another movie. Most of the extra footage is thrown at us via backstory. A character saying, "Let me tell you about this one time."
Yeah, it has nothing to do with anything.
I was underwater.
The boss man? Yeah, he's into mining.
I thought he was with the government. There are rules about it.
Rules. His corporation's got corporations even he doesn't know about. My father, The boss man. He was the first person to dig for zirconia.
Is this breaking your plot? Superpower?
My superpower only works if it's one movie. Once we start splicing in other movies, my superpower is null and void.
This all makes complete sense to me because I'm full of bullshit. So this is just flowing seamlessly. See, now we're under the ocean, of course.
Ocean floor. He built an incredible.
Now we're in a
1970s movie.
Now we're in a different movie.
It got to such a ridiculous point that for some reason, unexplained. Well, no, actually they do explain it. Dak Hollywood runs into Dak Rambo runs into a random baby. Wait, if this baby tells the baby's backstory and it's another movie,
Parents were cute. Sometimes they're rough. You leave them out to die.
You see, the chromosomal...
What?
Those able to reproduce usually give birth to genetically diverse...
Oh my god. Little mutant baby.
Oh. This is shameless.
Yes.
Killed all the way.
The definition of shameless. They are telling the baby's back.
I fucking know, Mike. I said it as a joke.
I think I've seen this movie. Well, that was exciting because that was the first flashback to another Roger Corman movie that I recognized. It's from a movie called The Unborn, which is actually pretty good. But that's what they showed the least amount of footage from, and then they were just out.
Probably because they knew enough people had actually seen that one.
Yeah, maybe, because I didn't recognize any of these other movies.
Kenner, we have a prisoner up there. What should we do with him?
Ask them their backstory.
We need to switch to running down.
Yeah. One quick note is one of the most egregious use of cutting to other films is with Emperor Palpatine. Because at least the other ones, they found a way to kind of, through voiceover, weave them in where there's like, we were underwater looking for the thing. We were in space looking for the thing. We were in a parallel dimension making planets into suns looking for the thing. But then Palpatine is like, oh, I had a vision. It was of a wolf. Cut to nature documentary footage.
That's like Neil Breen just cutting to eagles.
Right, where it's just like, this is just like pretty nature and a wolf.
I've fathered none of you. You are my
backstory!
To listen to the voice inside your soul. It speaks of a planet which was once beautiful and will be again. It symbolized the strength and passion.
Oh, nature footage?
Yes.
The world crumbled.
Rambo?
Some sort of Rambo knockoff shot in the Philippines.
Sure.
The backstory of the Earth itself.
Yeah, now we're getting the...
Water and precious minerals such as zirconium.
Of course.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Zirconium is the new scrolls.
Yeah.
Remember, Draculation.
Dracula.
There's a character, his name is the Colonel or the
Bishop.
The Bishop. And he looks like Dracula. But Dracula is wearing a
Dracula
crucifix.
as a magician.
Dracula and a magician were combined into one person, but Dracula has a crucifix on.
Yes.
And he's an old man, later revealed to be a mutant.
Please, look. See exactly what you are.
Oh no. Oh! Scooby doing it. Oh my god! Oh! That's the reptile man on the back of the box.
Oh, okay.
Presto!
Now he's gonna make
He
himself
was a
disappear.
magician!
He did a magician trick.
He's the Dracula lizard magician man.
You showed the secret. You're not supposed to show how it's done.
Yeah, right. He has the Colosseum,
Yes.
which is some kind of like giant sports arena or circus or something where people have gladiatorial fights. He uses the mutants as slave labor to mine for zirconium.
Correct.
But he has naked ladies that dance around in his room that's made of saran wrap.
Yes.
I was so confused because what are we calling our lead guy? Michael Dudikoff.
What's his
Kenner.
name?
Kenner is his
His
actual
name.
character.
I mean, his real name is Dick Rambo or something.
The fact that his real name is Dak Rambo is confusing because that sounds like it should be the fake character's name,
Yes.
but that's his real name.
His character name is much less interesting.
His character's name is a toy line.
Okay, so Kenner is he's at the bar.
Yes.
And then there's a lady making eyes at him.
Yes.
And then he goes up to his like hotel room or his house and she's like, "Oh, you were making eyes at me." And he's like, "I'm not interested." "Oh, sure, you are." Cut. And then they're having sex.
Yes.
Yeah. The next day, the son of the diplomat says, "I'm going on the adventure with you to the Outland." And then he cuts to Dak Rambo's car, his space car, and in the car is what I thought was the lady that he hooked up with at the club,
Just
but it
another
turns
lady.
out it's the twin sister of the diplomat's son, and she's like, "It's me."
It is not the twin
And
sister.
then
He's just saying that because they look similar, but it is a completely different lady, which is why it's confusing.
To me, it looks the same. And then what ultimately happens to the girlfriend of
She
gets
becomes
enslaved.
Yeah, she gets enslaved.
And then we never see her
She's
again.
in the saran wrap room,
Hurry up, little bitch. His hunger grows.
and then
When
she
they
gets
come back-
raped by someone.
By
By Dracula. She gets raped by Dracula. A fate nobody should suffer.
Draculation. Madracula or wait,
Draculation.
Madricula.
Madracula.
I will make your virginity disappear.
Madracula.
Madracula magician. Okay, would be a Madracula.
A Madracula. He's a Madracula.
Yeah.
Madracula.
Madracula, yeah, because
Madracula. That's the proper portmanteau here.
Yeah.
Madracula. Unless I'm sorry, did you have a joke that we kept ruining?
No.
He's still trying to work it out.
Because
We can use
is
every
different than
match.
ja. So it's Madricula.
Yeah, but G rolls into the R very nice.
I know it does, but it almost sounds like but you're almost saying the full word Dracula.
It does, but that's okay.
And really, it should be half magician, half Dracula. So
Majacula?
Majacula.
Hold on, I have to Majacula.
Hey, it looks like I'm pulling it, but it's really sucking.
Listen, I can't get it up right now. Would you mind Majacula? Just a little bit.
I'm about to.
Majaculate.
You don't know where it goes. Majaculate. Oh my God.
It will disappear into your mouth.
What? Don't worry, you Majaculate me, I'll garlic you.
Then right at the moment of climax, he tears his fake face off.
Surprise! Boom!
I'm a lizard.
Gone.
Yeah, he does the magician thing at the end of the movie. He goes poof.
He literally goes poof.
He actually has a magician's hat, and
We just kept joking that he looked like a magician, but then he does a magician's trick in the film.
yeah, but you see where he goes. He goes into a hole, and they're like he's right
Magicians
there.
should never reveal his secrets,
But all they had to do is jump down in that little hole and catch it. But they let him get away for the potential sequel.
Of course. Speaking of holes,
Oh,
we have out in the middle of the desert. There's a tiny hole in the ground.
Yes.
And they somehow drive a truck into it.
Oh, was that the truck?
That was the truck.
Truck.
That was the truck.
Well, it was a toy of the truck, but
But
why is everything exploding?
the truck fit in that hole they climbed down?
The hole that was this big?
Was that the same hole? Was that what that was supposed to be?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Back the truck into it to kill people that are trying to crawl out of the hole.
Yeah. How did that truck fit into that tiny hole?
But by the way, that hole.
Magish.
Dracula was involved. Congratulations.
They glued the eyes, the sides of the hole with majaculate.
It's so much majaculate, it slipped the truck right through the hole. This movie's way more nonsensical than we're giving it credit. Like, it sounds like we understood what was happening.
No, Jay calling this an experimental film, I refer to this as outsider art, which is when, you know, someone with no formal training creates a piece of art. No painting training, just like slaps paint on a canvas, and it doesn't necessarily hold up to professional standards, but it still has beautiful artistic intent. And this is a collage.
Well, this is sort of the opposite of that, because this is shrewd business decisions. This is Roger Corman saying, how can we make money off of this film that I guess he didn't want to release for whatever reasons?
I would call that, you call this what, an artistic mashup, or what?
I'm calling this an outsider artist's collage.
I would call this a crime. I said it should, like, when you explain it, when you say they completed an actual movie called
Welcome to Oblivion.
And then they said, well, we don't like it a lot, so we're going to add some stuff. When we were watching it the first time, I thought, well, okay, they shot 30% of a movie,
right,
and they wanted to finish it, so let's put this in there. And I was like, this should be against the law. Like, there are, it doesn't really apply to art, but there are truth in advertising laws. You can't sell something called Tylenol and fill it with, like, candy. Right? You shouldn't be able to release this and call it a movie. and say, it's a movie. And
it's a movie.
It's live.
It's a series of still images that creates an illusion of movement.
It's a gray area, technically. But to me, it's like, what was so wrong with the original Welcome to Oblivion?
I mean, it looked pretty dull from what we watched, but...
like they made it much worse.
But they soon spread like wildfires, engulfing the world in their flame.
Oh my god.
This is fantastic. What are you going to do with it? Probably file it away and never see it again. Oh, it's such a waste.
Men like the bishop rose to power.
Well, if I had half the chance, I could make an entire movie using this stock footage.
Well, we're on to our third and final film of the night. Jay ventured into the other small little room next to the screening room that contains our DVD collection.
Because what were your criteria?
Well, for some reason I had to pick 3. I don't know why that happened.
Your first 2 were too easy.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah, super easy.
So one of them had to have blood, blood, death or kill in the title. It had to look like it was about a ghost or some sort of paranormal evil.
Yep.
And it had to have a painted cover.
And that, yes.
And this has a beautiful painted cover. This movie's from 1972, but this looks like a classic, like early 60s, late 50s cover, like a Hammer horror film or something. It's a beautiful movie that does a great job of representing the quality of the film that is Blood Freak. You know what? We usually, our wheelhouse is 80s into 90s, and then sometimes current day bad shot video movies. So we took a little trip back to the late 60s, early 70s, drive-in, grindhouse exploitation movies. So kind of Herschel Gordon Lewis-esque, which is funny because the lead character in this is named Herschel. But that era of super cheap, we're gonna make a movie in a weekend, and we're gonna get it playing in drive-in theaters across the country. 60s, 70s drug freak out movie. This wasn't a lot of fun to watch, but it's kind of interesting to think about in retrospect. Just
That's fair.
That era, that style. It's as it says on the top of the box here, the world's only turkey monster anti-drug pro-Jesus gore film. And that sums it up.
That is perfect.
You wouldn't even mind if I went to bed with
Turkey monster.
I just don't go for a girl that acts like a tramp, even if she's very beautiful.
Well, thanks a lot. You're nothing but a dumb bastard who doesn't know where it's at anyway.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go sleep with this old guy. Peter Sellers.
Would you like?
But it has that like template of like 90% of the movie goes on, and it's just boring, stupid crap, and then it becomes a horror movie.
Boring, stupid crap. Yes. Other movies, like say the original Soap, for example, boring.
Uninteresting boring.
Yes, uninteresting. This is like fascinating boring.
Well, it almost feels like a documentary.
Just like what is wrong with what's happening? What's wrong with these people?
Who made this and why?
Yeah,
what were they thinking?
Where you're kind of like transfixed or fascinated by the boring more than the exciting.
One little token isn't gonna hurt him.
You know your body's the temple of the Holy Spirit. You shouldn't defile it.
Oh! Like people from the like early 70s and the 60s, like that drug culture and like how weird this movie. You're like they're like aliens.
It's true.
What do you think? Are you on planet Earth?
In the start of the movie, our main character. Herschel, we just said that. Our main character, Tarzan, smokes some reefer and then suffers from the withdrawals of reefer
immediately.
Yes. Yes, and it is an amazing acting tour de force. Is this supposed to be a withdrawal from the dope?
Herschel, do you want me to go by?
Yeah, yes.
This is supposed to be withdrawals.
From
pot?
Smoking a little bit
From
of
smoking
weed?
the dope the one time. Look at him.
He's been a lifelong heroin user.
Yeah.
After, well, not immediately, he smokes the reefer, and then the next day he goes to his first day on the job at the turkey farm.
Yep.
And that's when it's like documentary, cinema verite, we're just gonna watch him walking around the turkey farm.
Throwing turkeys,
just
having
for 30
fun.
minutes, and then he has his withdrawals.
Yes.
So that weird, like, there's no sense of pacing or story structure. It's just things happening in dirty Florida.
Well, sort of. The Nerdrick in like The Stooge.
Well, I'm ready to go to work. What do you want me to do? You'll be doing an odd job for us around the ranch and lab. I just want to make a little extra money to help us with some of our studies to the lab.
He's got a bright future.
We want you to have sex with the chickens, just to see what happens.
So Herschel has a lady friend, right? And the lady is
which one?
Well, the older one.
Yeah.
The older sister. And Herschel and their lady friend are he's like, I'm with this girl because she loves the Jesus and she loves not doing drugs.
Right.
Yep. And she's like, let's go to this party. My little sister's there, and it might be a little weird drug kind of party. So we go there, we meet the sister, and we see elderly people.
There's just old people.
They're like,
here.
oh, cocaine, cocaine, and we're like, whoa, drug party. And there's paintings of tigers, velvet paintings of tigers, and Spanish conquistadores.
Classic Floridian.
Sure, on your beautiful wood paneling walls.
Dark wood paneling walls.
Disgusting. It's a disgusting room. And we don't know anything about Herschel. He's as far as I know, he's like a drifter. He's a nomad. He's living his life.
Yeah.
Why don't you let the guy do what he wants to do? Well, he's screwing up my life. Who are you to judge what people should or shouldn't do?
And he's dating this lady, and the lady says, after this drug party, let's immediately go and talk to my father, who owns the chicken farm and/or turkey farm.
Poultry farm.
Poultry farm. And maybe give you a job at the poultry farm. Herschel shows up at the poultry farm and he says, what do I do here? Well, you might be doing some odd jobs and/or testing our genetically altered turkeys to see if they're safe for human consumption.
Yes.
And the plot is off.
I heard there was some kind of blood freak.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chicken. Who's making all them chicken sounds? oh, that's all them chickens.
I was sent here by the Colonel, not my Colonel, but the Colonel Sanders.
Pretty good. Pretty good, Jay. Pretty good. Not great, but pretty good.
I'll take it.
Yeah, he smokes the reefer and then he eats a whole turkey. We watch a scene where he sits down outside and unwraps the foil and just eats a turkey, and we watch the whole process.
No. It's like lab turkey, where they've done stuff to the turkey.
Lap turkey.
It's lab turkey.
Lap turkey.
You're supposed to eat it off of your lap. How do I get it to my mouth? Think about pretty ladies.
In real life, the actor got burnt up playing Tarzan in an on-set accident.
Yeah, we have a very uncomfortable sex scene where we see all of his
he's got some
scars.
scarring on his arms. So he has an injury in Nam, and he was on painkillers and became addicted to painkillers. So he's like, I can't do any drugs.
How can such a big hunk of man be such a damn coward?
I'm not a coward.
I just bend to pressure like a fucking super weak twig. I'm not a coward. Give me that.
It's this sister who wants to tease him. She's like, I just wanted him to notice me, so I was being all flirty and whatever, and I got him to smoke some weed, and it turned him into a chicken man. She's like, you're a big tough man, yeah, Mr. Tarzan. He's like, yeah, but I don't do drugs. So you're a big tough Tarzan. Fuck it.
Yeah. Oh, so you're a chicken. It's like, I'm no chicken. Fuck off.
That would have been a really clever line if he said that. If he said, like, I'm no chicken.
Oh. Was that the metaphor of the movie?
Did he?
That he was.
Oh, we're gonna.
That
would have
been great.
back.
I don't think he says that.
No, he doesn't say that. But I'm just saying
Like
overall.
you become a chicken. You're a chicken.
But he doesn't become a chicken; he becomes a turkey. So that muddies the whole thing.
Chicken turkey.
I don't think that. Yeah, that's a good question. I think everyone was like wasted or high
on cocaine,
especially the focus puller. But Herschel gets high, and then he goes to the chicken farm, and they say, eat this turkey.
Eat this whole turkey.
Because we did weird science things to it that is ambiguous. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what is it? Antibiotics, steroids?
It's just science.
But I think it was something more sinister.
They never tell us.
No, we don't know.
So he eats the whole turkey, and then after that, his head turns into a turkey.
Just his head, though.
Just his head. Not his cock. Because he has sex with the girl. What?
Is that sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sitting on a waterbed. So he turned into a turkey monster.
I guess.
Chicken monster, yeah, okay.
Wait.
What?
Suicide note?
Wait.
What is happening?
Wait. He's not eating?
Sign this.
It's a piece of paper.
What is this?
What the fuck is
Maybe
happening?
he's asking for help. I bet it's like, it's me, it's the guy that you made smoke drugs. Now I'm a turkey. Help. Yes, he is asking for help.
He wrote, it's me, Herschel.
It's like a Demon Cop. Doesn't he do that in Demon Cop?
I think so, yeah.
Gosh, Herschel, you sure are ugly.
But the first thing he does when he turns into the turkey monster is goes to the sister, the druggy sister, goes into her bedroom, and we can barely see what's happening because they forgot to bring the lights that day. And the camera goes black,
have sex.
and she's just like, "Oh, Herschel," and then he goes like, "Bagar."
Yeah.
That's the scene. Are they fucking? I think she's fucking the turkey monster.
I think she fucked the turkey monster.
Thankfully, there was a narrator through the whole thing.
Oh, right.
That helped us out.
Not Vincent Price? Yeah.
Yeah.
Vincent Price.
Reginald Price.
We didn't need that guy at all, but that's classic, like, we gotta stretch the running time.
Yeah.
This has to play on the second feature of a double bill at a drive-in.
Right.
We never know how or when we will meet a person who will become a catalyst, or who will lead us to one. What is a catalyst? Well, in this case, a catalyst is a person that will bring about changes. They could be good or bad, but there will be changes.
He becomes Turkey Monster Man, right? And so we cut to scenes, and then we cut to other scenes, and then we cut back to scenes, and then we cut to him wandering through the Floridian brush
Again,
at twilight.
similar to Incredible Melty Man. He's just wandering around.
It's kind of that-like.
Yeah, because it's Florida. Yeah.
Same sound effect over and over again. Over and over again.
And we get the blood freak. He's like sopping up the blood, like, oh, blood freak.
We're given what we're promised.
Yeah.
And he does it a couple times, only to women, until Grandpa shows up in the cornfield and says, "What are you doing?" And then he pushes Grandpa down, and Grandpa has a heart attack and dies. And then Fatso shows up.
Yes.
Fatso.
The other scientist?
Is it? No, it's just a fat guy who's the grandson of
Unrelated
Grandpa.
fat guy.
And they fight, and it's really well done. It's a really well shot, well executed
the
fight.
papier-mâché is on full display.
The lighting.
Oh my god! This random man is beating up the turkey monster.
How did he know that it was him that killed him?
Who's screaming?
The blood freak?
Could this be any worse? Could it be any worse? I don't think it's possible to make it any worse.
Oh, that leads into Amputee Man.
Ooh. Oh, the leg.
Because the whole time...
Set it all up, Jay.
Okay, well, Blood Freak, throughout this whole thing, he's just been hanging people upside down, cutting their throats, drinking their blood. But then one guy...
He's a drug dealer.
This is drug dealer man.
The head honcho.
Yeah. But then we cut to that shot of him in like an alleyway.
Yes.
And we're like, why is he going so slow?
He said he looked like he shit his pants.
Did he shit his pants?
He was walking in an unusual way, and it was like, oh, his pants are droopy. It kind of looked like he shit his pants.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We didn't know if he was running from Blood Freak or if it was an unrelated day.
Right.
Like 6 weeks later, he's like shopping for...
I'm just looking for a storage facility.
It felt like something unrelated, but as we later discovered...
But we discovered something much more than we could have anticipated, which is Blood Freak chases him into some sort of abandoned workshop area.
Yeah, it's part of the sound effect.
Just use the chunk of it.
They can only afford part of the sound effect. There it is again. Half off the next one. 50% off the next part of the sound effect. They got 10 seconds of this song. Here it comes.
Oh no. Ooh.
Look at this dynamo god!
It's pouring on his head.
I don't know if he's trying to drink it.
Does this guy actually only have one leg?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe that's why he wasn't running earlier.
That's why he was walking so funny. Ah! Oh, interesting.
That's where they hired him and all that. Yeah.
That makes total sense. Good use.
That's why he wasn't wrong.
Good use of casting.
And we realized, oh, they cast this guy because he's actually missing a leg.
Yes.
So he can have this amazing gag. Because otherwise, why would Blood Freak take the time to start up, a bandsaw,
table saw,
and chop this guy's leg off? Other than they wanted to show off the fact that they had an actor who was missing a limb.
And and by the way, a great effect. Like, because I was looking for like, oh, how are they doing that effect with his?
Oh, he's actually missing a leg.
Yeah,
but you can see the blood tube. In the shot.
Sure.
But
fair.
still.
What? It was all a dream.
Was the whole movie a dream?
Yes. Up until now.
Oh my god.
Could still become a chicken.
Riot.
This is where Dallas got the idea.
But all the scenes were all in his dream.
All dreams.
We're seducing him, and everything after the smoking weed by the pool has been a dream, essentially.
Well, no,
All the
because
murders and-
he ate the turkey.
Oh, after eating the turkey and
Yeah,
fainted.
and then he
yes.
passed out, and then was hallucinating that he was a turkey monster.
Yeah. So he didn't kill the old man. He didn't kill the fat guy.
Right.
He didn't,
Usually that's like, oh, it was all a dream. That's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, it just keeps going.
Well, now he's got to go to rehab and get drug treatment. I think this is some kind of weird anti-drug movie.
This is gas. Years later, when asked about the movie, Steve Hawks referred to it as a sad chapter in my life. I don't know. Overall, I thought this movie was pretty foul.
He's been waiting over here for an hour.
What did I say in the screening room that nobody heard? It puts the trip in tryptophan.
Oh,
Tryptophan. This movie puts the trip in tryptophan.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's not
That's
bad,
not
right?
bad.
That should be on the
That's not
cover.
bad. You know, it's like conceptually, it's really great, but when you say it, it's just so. Like it doesn't get a reaction.
Well, it's you got to think about it a little bit. It's a little too intelligent.
So, let's give a little thought to making our own story have a happy ending.
All right. Well, now we pick the best winner. Jesus fucking Christ, I don't think there is one. But I'll start on my left this time.
Oh, fuck!
Jay.
Well, it's definitely not Silk 2. Silk 2 is mostly boring. Ultra Warrior is fascinating, but I'm going to go with Blood Freak. It was a breath of fresh air as far as the types of movies, of bad movies that we watch on this show. It was a little window into late 60s shitty Florida. And so it's just a guy in a turkey head costume. He's just wandering around with a shitty head.
Jim?
Guy in a oh, hey, what about you?
Because I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say, so I'm going to Tim.
I didn't know why you weren't doing you.
Oh yeah, you.
I don't have one.
Oh, you abstain?
Yeah, but you
Let me
gotta.
think about it.
Oh,
okay.
I gotta think
So
about
I'm
it.
gonna say Silk 2, just because it's like there was like, but Ultra Warrior had the.
You didn't give an answer.
The Dracula. I know.
Silk
That's
2,
just
he goes,
like this is how I do it.
Okay.
But what about Freak?
So what's your pick?
Give me
you're like
second.
trailing off.
Jesus
Okay, well while
Christ,
he
I'm not
thinks about
trailing
that,
off.
Yeah.
we'll go to me first because you all know what I'm gonna say, which is one.
You said Silk 2 is the best film you've ever seen in your whole
in
life.
my whole life.
Yeah.
I think Ultra Warrior does need special recognition as a dissection project.
We've never seen anything like it.
It is very, very special. But like you got to reach a certain level of bad movie before you can take it. Like that's not an entry level bad movie.
Yeah.
That's something very, very special. Silk 2, yes, it was a little boring, but boobs, full frontal, and you know what? I'm gonna say pretty good action. Pretty good action. And some spectacularly bad
Are you
acting.
channeling your inner Marge Simpson?
good enough action for best of the worst. Some bad acting. Out of these, Silk 2 gets it. Blood Freak. Yeah.
I did say Silk 2 first.
Are you sticking with Silk 2?
I'm gonna stick with Silk 2.
Why?
I thought like somebody was not pronouncing a word correctly, but I'm like, maybe the name is Gish. It's like, oh, Mr. Gish.
That's what the Smashing Pumpkins named their first album.
Yes,
after.
yeah, I was
They
gonna say that.
Billy Corgan saw Silk 2.
Silk 2 is it? I think I'll I'm gonna make that my first album. Yes, yes,
Hold on, Mr. Corgan, I'm recording.
Oh, now. Yes, you there.
You sound nothing like Billy Corgan.
From Gish. You listen to that.
Oh, yeah. I can.
All right. So 1 is Silk, 2 is Ultra Warrior, 3 is Blood Freak. Everyone behind your back, think what Mike's gonna pick here.
Okay.
Oh. Because I know what he's gonna pick. All right. So now everyone hold up your fingers and then Mike say it out loud without looking at our fingers.
Okay. My pick for best of the worst is American Cyborg. Because it was the shortest film. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I can't pick American Cyborg. It does not count. I'm really torn. I hated this. I respected Silk 2 because I understood what was happening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the word
Six
scrolls
experience.
comes into my head.
It's a sacred scrolls.
The 4 scrolls.
And I fucking hate the movie because of the scrolls.
Very fair.
And Blood
It's very
Freak
scroll focused.
was so bad. I also hate it. But it was like the opposite. They're like inverts of each other. This makes sense, like you can understand what they're doing. This is like nonsensical. I gotta go with Blood Freak.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. No.
Because it's so gross, and I want to have a shower after watching it. It's like one of those disgusting, 70s movies where you're just like, what's wrong with everyone?
Yeah.
This
Well, it has that kind of homemade regional feel to it, where Silk 2 is like a professional movie.
It feels like a movie.
This
that's
is like
incompetent.
some weirdo made this.
It feels like it's something new.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I'll bash this into a million pieces.
No, study. We gotta study.
It's a study.
I
not a
think
destroy.
so. I mean, you want to smash it because it's capitalistic garbage, absolutely. But there is something fascinating.
So you're when the monster alien comes to Earth.
Yeah.
You're the scientist that says let's study it, and I'm the guy who says let's shoot it with machine guns.
Can we shoot it and then study it?
Study it, then shoot it.
Either way, I'm good.
I mean, we've already done that. We watched it. We're not going to get anything else out of it for the rest of our lives.
Let's shoot. Then it's time to shoot it.
It's time to destroy it, yeah.
But I am okay with destroying Ultra Warrior, whose logo looks like a tampon. Remember in the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, hair dye. Yeah, something. Feminine product. Yeah, they look from the 80s or 90s.
Are your flows a little extra this month? A little aggressive?
A little
ultra? Try being a warrior.
Oh.
It soaks it up.
It's fighting back. Feels like there's 5 different tampons in me at the same time.
That's just Dracula.
Sucks up your blood.
This is a Dracula of tampons.
Are you on a heavy flow and Dracula has cornered you in a tent inside the Coliseum? Try Ultra Warrior.
Oh, these are all tampon ads, by the way. Blood Freaks
Silk.
or Silk?
You want the
Silk 2.
Ultra Warrior, a blood free.
Did you think our Silk 1 wasn't smooth enough?
Try Silk 2.
Silk 2. We promise. It's a little better.
A little better than Dracula's.
It's a little bit better. Or do you have an extra flow month? Try our Blood Freak.
You'd be like, where'd it go?
Do you not use Blood Freak tampons? Recently been on.
All because
Our product is made of 100% recycled paper mache.
The jokes are flowing right out of this baby. Because, you know...
Yeah, I get it.
It's that time you drop an egg. Mike! Chickens. Menstruation.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Joke.
That was great.
Insert joke. 631A into conversation.
No,
I've inserted joke 631A into conversation.
You don't always hit with your joke, but we can count on you at least once a month.
Cue the cricket.
Cue cricket. Gentlemen, you know the game. This is Junka. You'll each remove one tape from the Junka pile, replacing it on the top with a copy of Nuki. Whoever causes the Junka pile to collapse is the loser. Rich, you won the coin toss for the coin toss. Which side will you choose? Warrior Spirit or Guardian Heart?
Heads.
Well, this is a lion head, so I guess that would be Guardian Heart.
Guardian Hearts.
Guardian Heart.
Guardian Heart.
Heads.
That's what I said.
Here we go. Guardian Heart!
Yeah, bitch! Suck it! Suck it, bitch! Yeah! Yeah!
Shapely secrets. Getting started.
Mouth in motion.
Already, I'm rooting for Tim to win. I completely forgot the rules of the game.
This is probably the hardest
Easy enough. That's the tape. E-I yoga. It's not official. I gotta put a ring on it.
Info select.
I don't know anything about like Jenga theory. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about like Jenga theory. Should I be taking them from the top, from the bottom? Does it matter?
I think this early in the game, it doesn't really matter.
Quick Start, a program to jumpstart your real estate investing.
True blank.
Ooh.
First. Looks like.
True blank. What lies inside? We still don't know. All right.
What you got, Rich? What you got?
What do I got?
Yeah.
I've got Flashers, too wild for TV.
Oh, today. Power Pad. Take a stand. Prevention of bullying, conflict among peers, and violence. A parent training video.
Okay. Why not? Acupuncture points of equine. Equine? It's equine, right?
Yeah.
Is it same at the moment? Acupuncture points of equine.
The magic of scarf tying.
Starting to mess with the stability of the swing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Cutest cat capers.
Aww. Kitties! Target panic. It causes and cures.
It causes and cures.
No, it's.
Oh, okay.
Right. Starring Len Cardinal, or Cardinale. I'm pronouncing everything right.
Turn on the fucking smoke! No. This one.
I'm at the beginning. Right?
How to have a money-making garage sale. Starring Phyllis Diller.
Oh, fuck yeah. The Wolfman is getting rid of all of his socks.
Ooh. Ooh.
Pressure on it. Fundamentals of rowing.
Learn to read with Kahonix.
Street Smarts. Street talk for kids, teens, and parents with Detective J.J. Bittenbinder. Bittenbinder. Bitenender.
know I have. I know I have. Oh. Smart choices. Ideas to help teenagers stay safe.
Well, a lot of people are just giving up their teenager safe videos. We don't need this shit anymore.
They fucking hate their kids.
The Brothers! Back to reality. What? What?
Why not? Why not?
What?
Why not?
You son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. True blank.
Oh.
True blank. Oh, you thought I was gonna Rich Evans that shit?
Fucking dancing and talking shit.
That looks pretty unstable, Tim.
Yeah.
I mean, you better be careful, Tim.
Oh, this is unstable. Oh, you beautiful doll. Doll collections for fun and profit.
I got one. This one's easy. This one's look at that. Easy. Safe. Danger zone.
Nope. Nah. Body for life.
Oh, it's stuck.
Yeah, Reg.
The winning strategy series. Slots with video
Boom.
poker.
I knew it.
Not that bad at all. It's a steal. See how that worked? I stole it out of there, and it had steal in it.
A woman's survival guide to automotive emergencies. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Lights, cameras, bubbles! Making it hard for me makes it hard for you. Oh my god, no.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah? Yes! How to build a haunted house. Yeah! Motherfucker! Motherfucker! Huh? Take that, bitch!
Nice try.
Ha! Power aging. The Gary Knoll production. The 2-hour version.
Oh no!
2 hours. Don't fuck up, Rich. 2 hours of aging power.
Oh my god. 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 Oh god. We had this fucking sticker on there when we did the fucking bingo, and it got caught on the fucking sticker. Droll Yankees Incorporated, the world's best bird feeders.
Wow, I almost died.
Oh, it's shifting.
Word perfect 5.0.
Okay.
Dingrich.
I'm staring at one here. It says young drivers, the high risk. I think I'm inspired.
60. They give up. No, they fucking give up. Stop making a move like that. Give up. Except in this case, you should give up. No, you should give up. Rich, give up.
Ah.
No. Great game, Rich.
Good game.
Good game. Good game.
No.
I mean, I know it's comedy, but he's too old to be this proud of being a shit when he was 8 years old.
Oh no! He's gonna be a motivational speaker.
Oh no, that's even worse.
This is not a venue.
It's worse than anything we predicted.
Good to be back down in God's country.
I knew it. It's gonna be Christian.
Oh!
I knew it. I could smell it.
Unfunny comedy.
Yes. A little too clean.
Safe, clean
yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, though.
Oh man, I can't dance like that. I ate Mexican food. Just came from Willy Wonka Willy Woo. Mexican restaurant down there, man. My tortillas are swelling.
No problem, John. Just wanted to touch base.
Listen, Fred, about that pricing.
Well, for starters, John, I got an okay on the package at the price I quoted you on Tuesday.
Good, very good.
Yeah, well, it gets better.
What are you wearing? That's the package, John. Oh boy, what is that?
It's an alien planet. Oh no, it's someone's hair.
What do two children they do? What? I couldn't read that.
You read some of the words.
That's too confusing.
techniques, tools for bullies not to be bullies, victims not to be victims.
Bullies have trouble reading.
Busy, be mean, making fun, bad language, bossy, rowdy, piercing,
Exclusion. Talking about. Acting superior. Being mean. Not caring. Thoughtless. Gossip. Making fun.
Well, they're just describing Red Letter Media now, aren't they?
So, what I want you to do is walk up to her and say,
Jesus.
and then
Lady.
think about what you're going to do when she says that to you. Okay? All right, let's see you do that.
You're so ugly.
Now, Chloe, what could you say when she says that to you?
Fuck you.
We're going to take a square scarf and we're going to fold it in half. And then take opposite corners. Place it around the neck. And at the waist, just tie a small knot.
It looks like a bib.
Now you're ready for the barbecue.
The following presentation deals with archery's most serious problem, target panic.
Because you usually recognize it long before that, and you start saying to yourself, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. And on the very next arrow, you get to see that you can't bring it in without triggering. We've actually taught ourselves to do that.
What?
Target panic.
It's okay, Bob Ross, you're good at painting.
I just shot at a happy tree.
Yeah, this is unwatchable.
Please welcome Detective J.J. Bettenbinder.
He's definitely gonna have a mustache.
Oh my God! Did he ever?
It really doesn't.
Shut up!
He's more mustache than man.
You see I'm walking down my neighborhood street, pumping up the good and the trouble I meet. My best friend can't visualize who's having a beat. The competition modifying his sexuality. Always said you know my life's really been a mess. Hey, I don't think you wanna hear the rest.
Oh, God.
Hi, I'm Joe Blitman, and I'm a Barbie collector. I started small, displaying a few dolls on the net.
We can shut the video off now.
What I want to show you today is a whole range of Barbie dolls, clothing, and accessories, from mint condition to played-with condition, which is what most collections are like.
Joe, what does your wife think of your Barbie collection?
Well, you see, bubbles are round because surface tension pulls them into the smallest possible shape, and the smallest shape is a sphere.
Don't get all scientific on me, Bubble Man. I don't need to know that shit. Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
What the hell is wrong with you? It's literally just footage of people trying to live their fucking life.
No, they're gonna... It's inspirational. Ooh, look at that hair dye job. Grandpa, oh boy.
And I was suffering from chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder.
That's just a lady.
Yes, Mike, that's a woman.
Emphysema, bronchitis.
What's so funny about her?
It's the inhalers that were full of steroids.
I think there's something wrong with you. What are you even laughing at? The background?
No, the things that are wrong with her.
What?
All the things wrong with her. Bumping her.
I thought you were laughing at the bad backdrop.
No.
Hey, let's sing that song. Stand up, stand tall.
New song, everybody, get ready.
This is the set for singing.
Yep,
Apparently.
yep. This is a big cast set. The green shag carpet. Oh no, creepy close-ups.
Yeah, there's no like dancing, or everyone just sits there and stares at the
Look,
camera.
this is a
So
cult.
just look at his eyes.
That is a cult look. He's not even blinking. Ah, it's him. Scott Baio.
Scott Baio mixed with Jason Bateman.
Yes.
Bateman Baio.
Black balls, my favorite.
My favorite.
That's what I think they said.
They just said it.
Even the animated children are ugly. Black balls.
Ooh, my favorite.
Ooh, my favorite. Well, this was best of the worst. Rich versus Tim. Who really won? Well, usually in past Junkas, we've had like 5, maybe 6 tapes that end up on the table out of a stack of a dozen. But we got a lot here.
I think we just forgot how to Junka. I think we were like, we got to say a little bit of something about everything.
I didn't forget how to Junka, but more tapes just kept getting added to the table.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of tapes here. I don't think we have a lot to say about most of them.
That's true.
But there was a little bit we wanted to say.
I think we're talking too much about how many tapes there are before we start talking about the multitude of tapes that we have. Let's start with the first one.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Mouth in Motion.
This is some kind of musical / comedy routine tape where a Jesus-y man does like a Weird Al parody song, and then he tells a couple jokes, and then there's another parody song, and yada yada, and then we stop watching it.
Super deprecating. If you are into self-deprecation,
He's
super
into
self-deprecation, he just sits there and he's like, I got a chin in.
I'm thinking about getting me some plastic surgery because I got my pawpaw's chin. My pawpaw had a big old chin.
His first song is about how he was the class clown, and he had
Teachers hated him, yeah.
and it was all 90s style. And then
Sang to the song, the Amy Grant song.
Yes.
Which the teacher, he also played the teacher, so psychologically, I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know what's
but he
going
had
on
kids
there.
in the classroom and a younger version of himself. But then the next song was about how he needed to reconstruct his ugly face.
I'm looking for a surgeon who work overtime to find my face in this world. My face in this world. Not a lot to work.
I don't know whether to commend him for not making the easy joke or to chide him for missing the easy joke. Because he gets plastic surgery, now he's handsome, he sees a pretty girl, walks across the street, gets hit by the car. The obvious joke is the horrible accident disfigures his face and it looks like his old face. That's the obvious joke, which they don't do.
I think it's obvious, but it's mildly funny, which means it's far and above anything else in this video.
They went dark for that joke. It's like instead of just mangling
But it was a
his
dream.
face,
It was a dream. That's the morality lesson. That's the irony storyline that a normal person would come up with. But his was he was dreaming of plastic surgery in the waiting room, and that's what happened. He got his plastic surgery and got hit by a car. He got punished for changing the way our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ made him.
Yes.
the joke.
So really the story sucked. And the guy sucked too. The guy is a hack.
Oh god.
He has this
all
really
of his goofy faces.
He does the goofy faces. He thinks he's funny. He has this really weird accent. It's like Southern accent. He kind of sounds like Leslie Jordan.
I ate Mexican food. Just came from Willy Wonka Willy Woo.
I am your guest host, Leslie Jordan.
Mexican restaurant down there, man. My tortillas are swelling.
Do you know?
Oh yeah. I was thinking he sounded like the dad from Troll 2.
When I was a kid, I had an imaginary playmate too. But it wasn't your dead grandfather.
That too.
Leslie Jordan's a good example.
It's a Texas accent.
Do you love that Mexican food?
Yeah. And then there's like a mega church and they're all clapping, and then
There's a lot of people
We saw
there.
instruments behind him, like drum kits and saxophones, and we're like, we're out.
That's it.
We're done.
He might be a terrific human being. I have no idea.
He's a hack comedian, and that's all we care about.
We turned this off in less than 10 minutes.
We shut it off before he got to the you love Jesus when.
Oh yeah.
We didn't get to those.
Oh yeah.
You're a Christian when jokes.
His parody sucked.
You might be a Christian. You might be a Christian.
Are you trying to say he's like Jeff Foxworthy?
He's like Jeff Foxworthy for the religious crowd.
You know, Jeff Foxworthy hosts a religious game show now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Jeff Foxworthy is the Jeff Foxworthy of Christian comedians.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Bad example.
I guess I had no idea.
He's the Bill Cosby of Christian comedians. Puts us all to sleep.
Next tape?
Next tape?
Next tape. Let's keep going. Let's get this over with.
InfoWars.
Oh, Info Select.
Yeah. Select.
Info Select. MicroLogic, copyright 1989, the very first PC organization system. I guess I'm talking about this one. We watched it, and it's this frazzled guy named Fred. I think his name is Fred. Fred is he's working in an office. He has millions of tasks. He is post-it notes all over his computer, mess.
He is the
People are
most
calling him.
horribly disorganized office worker who has ever existed.
Yes.
He is unintelligent.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, who's this? Hello Technologies?
Yeah, I mean, Fred Brooks speaking.
Fred, there you are. Hi, Don Robinson here. I must have called you 3 different times in 2 days. Did you ever get your messages?
That's the unintelligent way for him to run his job or do his job.
Whatever his job is.
Boss comes in and says, "Where's those reports?"
Where are the numbers?
Numbers?
If you can't get to me by one, I'm just gonna have to go with another day.
Just a minute, John.
And then magically Info Select comes his way.
I don't know how. It just exists.
A lady's voice comes in and says, "What have you heard about Info Select?" And then he takes over his computer, and he can use his computer to do things like file, take notes, look up restaurants, call people.
Yes, I'd like to reserve a table for
He's using the computer to make a phone call? What?
Yeah, and he searched the restaurant somehow before Google happened. How does this?
I think this is a fantasy. This is made up.
Is this like a science fiction film?
It's basically like an early version of Windows.
I was also going to say the whole tape is like an early version of an infomercial. Because his comical desk in the beginning where he can't even do his simple job. I'm thinking of like the infomercials, like they're selling you like the new fancy blanket, and they have a person with like a normal blanket, and they can't figure out how to use like a blanket. Oh.
Blankets are okay, but they can slip and slide. And when you need to reach for something, your hands are trapped inside.
Oh no.
It's like a little more toned down. It's like, are you like this at your desk at work? It's like, help me.
He's got like 3 phones and he's like post-it notes on his forehead.
Choking on himself.
Yeah. Oh.
There is one really anxiety-inducing POV shot where we're seeing him looking at his desk.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like a Sam Raimi camera from just one shot.
Interesting choice. I don't remember that.
It's an artistic video.
now isn't the guy that his client or whatever was
John.
expected, John, isn't John like a little like,
Oh yeah, there's something going on.
why?
Oh, hey, listen, Fred.
My pleasure, John. Bye.
But it's like he wanted it, but I mean,
He
how
wanted it,
he
all right.
wanted it. He wanted it.
Do you think Fred
seductive.
was going to meet John at the restaurant and ditch his wife's parents?
That's great, John. Expect delivery Monday morning.
That's why he was saying that they're going to their favorite restaurant.
Your parents' favorite restaurant.
And that's his excuse to go to a different
What
restaurant with
restaurant,
John.
You know, your parents' favorite one. Which one? They have a bunch. Bye.
I'm leaving now. It's that place your parents like.
I'm not gonna say it.
An Italian place. That's his way of getting out of dinner with your parents. He just says it's that place your parents like. Yeah, I went to the place. I know the other place.
Oh, hey, listen, Fred.
My pleasure, John. Bye.
Jay, you talk about power pack.
Oh god
Take
damn
a
it!
stand.
Oh, kids are mean.
they're horribly mean.
Bullying,
And the
almost.
solution to kids being horribly cruel animals is just to ask them to don't do that.
Say, that's inappropriate.
It's a self-inflated, egotistical PhD named Lady, whatever your fucking name is, who thinks
Lady Dipshit. We'll call her Lady Dipshit.
and psychoanalyze all the 4-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, this is I guess it started with Mouth in Motion, continuing with this, and then throughout the rest of our viewing experience, we had lots of like personality-driven videos. So this is the strongest personality in a bad way.
How does it feel when someone's mean to you?
And she has bad advice.
And she has terrible advice, and I think that her secret motivation for... Nice. And I think that her secret motivation was that she just wanted to bully children.
I don't like you and you're not going to come and play with us. You are so stupid. I am not going to be your friend anymore.
I think if SNL wanted to do this, you could make a sketch out of this, and Jane Lynch would be.
Oh yeah, Jane Lynch would be great in this part. Because this lady.
Because then you would be like, it's pretty funny. But when this woman.
Well, she brings the kids up in front of the class. She brings 2 kids, and she says, "You bully this one."
What we're going to do is you're going to make fun of her hair.
Oh my God!
She does have pretty fucked up hair.
She got it this curve just so she can bully vicariously.
If you don't like it, don't look at it. No, I'm not looking at it. It just pops out right in front of me.
She said your hair looks like a wig. She just totally dissed her.
Yeah, this is encouraging bullying. She's giving him ideas.
Say, who does your hair? Helen Keller?
And then
What
as the
the
video goes
fuck? How didn't I get
the
hit?
intensity of the bullying increases.
You're stupid. I hate you. You're never going to get out of this class.
There's some real aggression in that. To the point where she's like, "Call that one ugly. Do it, kid. Call him ugly." And then later, the worst one is the fat kid.
Has anyone ever called you fat?
Jesus Christ, lady.
Yeah? Okay. Do you have a choice about that? Okay, so let's find out. Michael, you're fat.
God damn it! This lady's the worst.
Is that true about you?
Yeah.
No, it's not. You're not fat. You're big, but you're not fat.
Of course you're fat.
And are you ugly and disgusting?
This is getting awkward.
This is really awkward. Not to be
He's like,
mean, but
well, lady, you're kind of right. She's like, no, that's
You're
not
not
right.
fat,
Yeah,
you're
not
just a
fat.
big kid.
You're just a weird,
the kid
big, ugly
genuinely
kid.
doesn't know. He just goes silent because he doesn't know how to respond to her because he's being psychologically tortured.
Michael, you're fat and disgusting.
And then she calls up other kids to practice bullying on the big kid.
Okay, so Leslie, say something insulting to Michael.
The entire class.
They go off the
don't-
rail.
That's where she's basically like, come up and say whatever mean shit you want to this fat kid.
Monica, come up here. Okay, say something insulting to Michael.
You're fat and ugly.
Did you let that in?
You're so fat and ugly, your hair looks like somebody peed on your head.
Okay.
Oh shit! I bet that lady told her to say that too. Now stare into my eyes when I say it. But you're just imagining those words as I say them past me because you're looking in my eyes.
Because it's that easy when you're that age.
Doesn't work like
Just don't let it bother you. What's your problem, idiot? You stupid fucking kid.
How about?
Oh yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll fucking work. Wait.
That's not nice.
Very nicely done, Chloe.
I have a theory that adults who don't handle the bullying problem effectively, the kind of people say, well, apologize to each other, or it takes 2 to tango, or like this. My theory is that I think they were probably bullies or participated in bullying when they were kids, and now that they're adults, they don't want to feel like they were that bad when they were younger, and so they kind of like diminish the problem a bit. That's fine. Just tell them not to. It's fine. They're not bad people. No.
Sorry. Don't do that.
Nicely done. Good job.
You're a moron!
This lady
I think she just likes making these kids be pitted against each other.
Well, it's like while we were watching it, I said, especially when they get to the kid where it's like, call him fat, call that kid fat. I was like, if this was made today, or if she was doing this in a classroom today, everyone would have their cell phones out. They'd be filming her. And she'd be all over Twitter, and she would be blasted into oblivion.
What I want you to do is walk up to her and say, insult him. Insult him.
Your hair is so
You are so stupid.
She's trying. She's trying to curtail like meanness in like grade 3 kids. And it's like impossible.
I hate your stupid. That's not nice to say.
She did it again!
I think in the best case scenario, she's just giving completely useless advice. Like, she serves no useful function with what she's doing. In the worst case scenario, she is bullying vicariously through other children.
The worst case scenario.
Insult him.
Your hair is so
Good. Okay. Did you let that in?
Yeah, because the kids that little, they were just, they thought it was like a play, and they were kind of like answering the questions the way they thought she would want them to answer.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Bad? Yes.
Well, we're in a fake scenario. It doesn't really make me feel anything.
Right, and we were laughing that the little kids were saying much worse things.
You think these kids say nasty things to each other?
Oh, God,
And they're just like
yes.
rolling their eyes. They're like,
Come on, guys. That's not nice. Let's let her play with us.
What would he say?
Okay.
She's smiling.
Your mom is a whore.
Your mom's a whore. They say this is the worst things to each other.
The three of you are friends, and Samantha's new in the school. And so you're talking about something. Samantha comes over and she wants to play. And you two say no.
She's run out of scenarios. She doesn't want to get real dirty. She's just like, you want to play? No. That's it.
Samantha doesn't have parents, so use that to attack her.
Yeah.
I hate this woman.
Your dad's a drunk.
Utterly inefficient methods that will accomplish literally nothing.
Yeah.
I hate her.
She can look like an expert because she's dealing with like 5-year-olds.
Right, the kids don't know any
Very
better.
much. You're gonna knock his hat off, pick it up.
We're in violence. We're getting into violence.
Play.
I don't pull me, don't play
Homie,
that.
don't play.
Yeah.
Well done. Good job, you guys. Thank you.
Problem solved, I guess.
That's not how it
works.
works.
Yeah.
Kids form their little groups, and they don't want to play with other kids, and they call each other stupid. They say you're ugly, and then they all go back. Everybody's fine.
You are so stupid. You can't do anything right. I can't count on you for anything.
Like this lady's terrible.
I mean, to be fair, this lady has a PhD, and none of us do, so maybe she knows what she's doing.
I don't like you anymore, and I don't want you to play with us anymore. Well, why not? Because I don't like you.
We learned a lot from that.
Now, I think there has to be a lot of footage of the kids just sitting there watching, because it's like we catch some glimpse of them, and we're like, what the fuck is that kid doing to that kid? And all this
they're
stuff.
like hitting each other.
Oh yeah, that's the part where the one kid just like punches himself in the dick.
Yeah, that or he's like, oh,
I don't know what's happening with that kid.
At your house.
At your house? Where else?
Outside playing with the dog.
What the fuck is that kid doing?
Oh, he just shouts out.
I think he accidentally punched himself in the balls.
Something happened.
Something happened.
He racked his balls on the chair somehow.
I should have pissed myself.
I think his balls dropped. Just right in there.
Because, and then there were moments where we could tell.
Oh, come on, just die.
Just a minute. Girls,
Yeah. So pay attention. It's like a weird at it.
This is very important.
Eyes up here, fatty.
I'm telling this girl to tell this girl that she's fat. It's not for me. I'm telling her to do it. I'm not the bully. Shut up or I'll punch you.
but Miss, last week I took your advice and I told my bully that didn't feel very good. And then he said good, and he started hitting me harder. I don't know what to do with my PhD. Well, try again.
It didn't cover that.
My thesis was...
It didn't cover the bully not accepting your apology. My PhD, it's up in flames.
Look, I can do more for you if you convince your school to hire me back for another program.
Program.
And then keep paying me about bullying.
And this program is about bullying.
Just let him keep bullying. I don't care. You're fat anyway.
Your hair looks stupid. I mean, that's what a bully would say to you.
Did you exercise a choice? Yeah. Okay, good.
I'm done talking about this moron. I hate her.
Oh no. Target panic.
Oh, yeah.
It's causes and
Mr.
cures.
Personality.
Oh, come on, how?
Since that's so, there are so many things that we discover are wrong.
How are you not dead, you
Almost
fucker?
logically, we begin to hold the pin out, or if we're instinctive, hold above or below our on-target place, or with perfume.
This is like the uncle you don't want to get stuck talking to at a family gathering.
First target panic. Let's say the outcome. You gotta bag 2 dough before you can get a buck, just because, you know,
Right.
it's not just for trophies. So anyway, you got one in your sight. But you're still 12. And your dad is drunk with his friends. And shoot. Sounds oddly specific. Shoot it. You're like, Dad, I want to. And it's like, shoot it. Fucking shoot it, kid. But then you freeze. That's target panic. And then it gets away. And that happens a lot to archers. We lose thousands of archers.
And that's what this video is about?
This is about the psychology of archers.
So what you're saying is this video is about erectile dysfunction.
That's the code.
That's the code. This whole video is about not being able to get a boner.
It's about choking. Multiple ways.
This isn't a funny thing. It's something that's demeans you to yourself, as you have low self-esteem, and
He's not talking about archery.
would think of putting it below and coming up, and that works for about 5 minutes. And then from the left to the right works for 5 minutes more. And as the months go by, you get to see that counting, blinking your eyes, all the things that have been thought of by most intelligent people, all work in the beginning and then fade away into the same turbo experience in short amounts of time.
A man who sold his soul to the devil to become a top-notch archer can still be haunted by the threats of...
Oh, or is this thing still alive? What is going on?
Most serious problem, target panic.
And its causes are to not control your load.
Letting your arrow fly early.
Early release.
Early release.
Premature.
I know it was premature release.
Yeah.
Come on.
I might add that snap shooting, involuntary release.
It's all about that.
This man.
He had all sorts of
uncontrolled
phrases
release?
for target
Uncontrolled release. That's it. Yeah, that's right.
He had a lot of lingo.
He had a lot of lingo, and when you're dealing with like a phallic arrow and release and aiming and
all these kind of like words that could be interpreted in a sexual connotation.
And it's all coming from the mouth of a guy who looks completely emasculated.
It's all coming from the mouth of a guy who's missing a tooth.
Uncontrolled release.
I think it's not emasculated. I think he's seen too much. I think it's like he's deer hunting. He was with Christopher Walken, like
Doing
just
the
pulling
roulette,
triggers,
yeah,
but he
playing
came
the
back,
roulette, yeah.
and then he's just like, I'm just going to hunt.
Him focusing on
then
that target, yeah. I think he definitely lived through a war. I don't know which war. Both.
It might have been just an internal war, a psychological war.
I think he went through World War II, Korea, and Vietnam as like a special ops archer.
Okay.
Like he had like explosive laced archery.
Oh my god.
And he was like
Rambo?
Yeah.
I need a ranged weapon so bad.
His name's Len. Len something.
Yeah.
Len Cardinale.
And he's
Or
the best
Cardinale.
archer, and he's got permanent shell shock.
One of the first shots where they were showing him like knock the bow, and a few times there was just one where he knocked it back and it just looked like he was like, yes, and he just forces his face into it and then he lets it go.
This
It's like,
arrow
that's a
smells
little
like
bit-
death.
It's him like he's like feeling
one with
the chi of the arrow. He just knows where it's gonna go. He's so good.
This is the only control I have in my life.
He's like the Legolas, just old and ugly and missing a tooth.
Other than that, he's just like Orlando Bloom.
Look, just like
He's old because he survived with his archery skills, god damn it.
Place your pin where you want to, settle down. That's something you just couldn't do. And now begin to teach yourself to maintain your position, hopefully to a conclusion. I don't see too many people know to do that. But putting them in a category that says they instantly let the archer arrive inside and be able to stay there, something the archer just couldn't do. And also, they get you
Calm
inside.
down. Think about baseball.
Boy, this would be a pleasant job, and hardly anybody would continue experiencing the loss
I
of
wish I
control
had a slicer.
in their archery.
Or maybe a handgun would be nice too.
Just putting splat sound effects everywhere. And boing sound effects.
Give him subtitles, put the word archery in quotes.
Where the loss of control is so bad sometimes it becomes quite unbelievable.
Real quick, the man himself is
National treasure.
he's a national treasure. He's long gone, I'm sure at this point, but
He's an amazing archer, not such an amazing public speaker.
that sums up his whole life.
Dead? No.
Amazing archer, not so good public speaker, and okay husband.
It was like staring into the abyss.
We've never seen a man with no soul, and that was our first time.
But those eyes were hypnotic.
Yeah, and he oddly kind of felt like a mafia hitman at some point.
Yeah. So you can execute your shot in there.
Cardinale, kind of Italian-ish kind of sounding.
He came off like, yeah, strong.
Yeah, and you know he would shoot him right through the fucking throat if you crossed him or slept with his wife. Anyways,
Or have no idea how.
It's like he was contemplating even continuing.
Why am I here?
Why am I doing
Why
this?
am I doing
Oh my
this?
god. I can finally go to sleep.
The Archer. Get the Archer. He's making a video. We need him. Want me to kill Vinny? Okay.
Donnie the Skewer Capella.
He shot someone in New Jersey all the way from Manhattan.
Well, everybody, we've come to the crown jewel of the night. Street smart, straight talk for kids, teens, and parents with Detective J.J. Bittenbinder.
Bittenbinder.
The famous.
The famous and this is my turn. As two Chicagoans, kids who grew up in Chicago, the Chicagoland area, we are required to talk about J.J. Bittenbinder, even though I don't remember him. You sort of do?
I'm sure I have probably seen this man on TV for something at some point. He looks familiar, and that's probably helped by his kind of unique look. He stands out.
Yeah, yes. He's a detective, a cop. He has a giant mustache. He is slightly out of step with fashion, wearing a 1970s three-piece suit.
Sharp as fuck, though.
He looks sharp. I'll admit it. He looks stylish. He's a well-groomed man. But it's the 90s, and he looks right out of the 70s.
That's his style, man.
But he has the thickest, most detectable Chicago accent.
And they took him up and down the streets, and they took him into an alley. And after they took him out of the car, they supposedly to go buy some marijuana. They took him
Now
out of the
that is
they
a
pulled him out.
Chicago accent.
One by one, they took him back.
Ah, sleepy times.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Not that it's hard to